just speak the talk, or Google. Hey Google, wouldn't Doug go?
When did Doug go to church?
No. What happened now?
You said, hey, Google. That's not Doug.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the debut episode of the Mamalukes podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Luke.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Virginia.
And hopefully in a later episode, you'll see our friends Steve and Steve. Today we're talking about, firstly, why this podcast even exists, and then into our main topics: Stranger Things, Netflix games, Song Sung Blue and Out of Africa, Christmas movies, Christmas gifts, AliExpress shipping, and generational words. That's a mouthful. But, let's start with, why are we even here? Well, we're making a podcast because we have this nice bar in front of us, which would have never happened if we had this wonderful group of friends right in front of you here. Why don't I just pull up the document that I wrote like 7 months ago? No, not that long ago.
It's been a while.
So a long time ago, not really, 2017, I used to do some podcast work with a tech channel you might know as Front Page Tech. I moved on from there. I tried doing some other things with my friends Steve and Steve, sort of around the same time. We were making like gaming content stuff. We kind of got burnt out from that because we were actually kind of grinding out a bunch of videos at the time, and then doing that all the same time while we're, working or going to school or whatever we were happening to do at that time. We eventually put a pause on that. Then the end of 2017, I moved out about an hour away from my hometown for a new job. Through my job, I got introduced to this kickball league, which is how I met Matt and Virginia here. We played for a few seasons. Well, not initially with Matt. We had to play against him. He kicked our asses every time with that team.
Yes, he did.
Except once. We did beat your team once. You might not have been there that day. That might be why. But it wasn't the championship, so it didn't really matter.
Shout out to Suck My Kick.
Yep. Yeah. So time goes on, much forward. Well, with your help, Matt, we ended up recruiting our friend Rachel, and she was playing on a different team for the longest time. We eventually lured her onto our team, that you and I eventually got on. A small group starts hanging out of our team. Eventually, Rachel introduces Alysha to the rest of us, and in particular, I ended up meeting Alysha again at a murder mystery birthday party thing where I got to wear this blonde mullet and look ridiculous. And I think Alysha would even say herself, never wear that thing again. Maybe. Yes. Do you agree? Do you not agree?
I'm curious about this answer.
It's in the garage.
Well,
I could go get it.
You don't have to.
I think you should wear it for an episode.
Okay. We'll see.
It must have done something for her.
Well, and then after that party, we started hanging out. So I think it did.
It was because he liked my pasta salad.
Yep. That was it.
It's the only thing he ate.
And then not long after that, really, Alysha and I started hanging out with Matt and Virginia a lot more. And then Alysha was moving into a new place. that of which happens to have a large empty basement down here. And so Matt, who is always trying to get everyone together with whatever plans we happen to be doing, bowling, going to, I don't know, comedy shows, top golf stuff,
Go-karting,
all
kinds of stuff.
Well, Alysha's birthday was coming up, so our group of us proposed getting a ping pong table just as something to throw in the basement. And then months later, we started to build this whole ass bar out
A
of
year ago.
wood pallets, which was crazily already a year ago. And then after we built the bar, we decided the basement needed a name, since it wasn't becoming so empty anymore. The basement, the bar, whatever you want to call it, needed a name. And Mamalukes is what we ended up eventually getting on as the name. Matt being Mama, because he's the one that was already getting everybody together and making us do things because nobody else was taking charge. And then there's me, Luke. And that's it.
Mamalukes.
Mamalukes.
All to come to find out later that there's a second meaning behind that.
Right. Mamaluke, if you don't know the term, is for someone being generally a fool, an idiot.
Which will fit this podcast.
Which will definitely fit this podcast because
It's accurate.
we're definitely not going to be smart all the time. Probably going to be looking like a fool like I am right now. So fast forward about 5 to 6 months after that, we were at a comedy show featuring TJ Miller. He made fun of my shorts. Yes, you go out and you look proper at a bar or a show or whatever, but it was July or August or whatever. And so apparently me wearing shorts was something that he wanted to make fun of. Anyway, at that particular comedy show, we got on the topic of making a podcast or, just the idea of doing one. And then it really clicked in my brain like, yeah, maybe we could do that. I've done it before. Maybe we could try this. And here we are, finally getting to recording after months of planning after that. I think our initial, test recording session was like probably 2 or 3 months ago. And now we're finally recording the first episode, which we never could actually hone in on a single topic. And it's pretty much just become leisure activities, whether that's any sort of hobby or just movies, sports, whatever we like to do in our free time whenever we happen to have it. And that's basically what this podcast is going to be about. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's a grab bag of topics that don't really have any central theme other than just things we do in our spare time. So we figured, let's just go with that. Let everybody bring their own topics to the table. We don't have to focus on a single thing in a certain genre and pin ourselves down on a very small niche when we can really just branch out and talk about whatever we think is actually interesting to us. Anybody want to add any details I missed? Because I need to take a breath.
TJ Miller called me beautiful.
Yes, let's not forget that.
While he was making fun of a guy next to you with mushroom shorts.
Yeah, he was really on the short thing.
Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah.
So after 5, apparently you're supposed to wear slacks.
Right.
He said saying you're going out in shorts, looks at Luke, and then says, and your beautiful girlfriend next to you, what does she have to say about this?
And what'd you
And
say?
I said, you actually wear jeans and you look hot when you go to work.
I think you then told him that you had sex at lunch.
Yeah.
I think you told him that, which was a little off the topic, but you got it in there.
Well,
Luke got it in there, you know.
he was saying that's why they weren't getting laid because they had shorts on.
On the contrary.
And then she was
sticking
like,
up.
nope.
That was an important tidbit, though. I was actually going to throw that in there. I was like, any hit on your girlfriend? You know, but yeah.
I peeked.
You peaked via TJ Miller. So, yeah, that is the story of why we're doing a podcast. So, without further ado, let's get into some topics. So, first up, we have the newest season of Stranger Things, season 5. Part 1, because that's what they're doing. They released part 1 the day before Thanksgiving, and then part 2 is supposed to come out in a little less than a week on Christmas, and then the finale is supposed to be on Christmas Eve. So far we have what I imagine is the first half of season 5. But before we get to any of that, so if I'm being completely transparent, I hadn't watched any of any of Stranger Things at all up till about less than a month ago. You saw season 5 was coming on Netflix and you're like, oh, we got to watch it. And then I'm like, I haven't watched it. So, yeah, we spent, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 weeks just getting me caught up. Does that sound about right?
We were Stranger Things.
Yes.
They have long episodes, don't they?
Yeah.
Season 4 is ridiculous.
Season 4, yeah. Well, so season 1, it seemed like each episode was like a half hour to 40-ish minutes. I was like, oh, okay. This seems like
doable.
Right? Doable. And then, yeah, we're getting to like the finales of each of these seasons. But as you get through each season, it seems like each average episode length is like progressively longer. But I guess the unique perspective I have is that like each season, it's supposed to be like the progression from each season to season is supposed to be, I think, like a year or so.
Yeah, it's like a school year type thing. Yeah.
Right. But in reality, I think the first season of Stranger Things was like
10 years ago.
10 years ago. Right. So clearly the actors, especially if you're looking at the younger actors from season 1 till season 5, like in the show, it's a span of 4 years, but in actuality, it's 10 years. It's like, were you really like in 5th grade 4 years ago? Because you look like you're graduated. I guess that's the only odd dynamic. I would say someone just watching season 1 through season 5, or at least the first part here, in one go, is everybody's aged pretty quickly. But I don't know for any of you guys that have watched it over the years how that's.
Season 3 to 4 was pretty astounding. Like the difference in like how everybody hit their growth spurts and, were really big.
Right.
And then between 4 and 5, it wasn't totally as noticeable, but I thought that they did a good job of, since they're not in school, like not all of them are in school anyway.
Right,
So,
right.
like they're doing stuff, like 2 of them are working at a radio station and, they're all also having their own parts of, what they're doing with the underground, whatever you want to call it, their secret little plans and stuff like that.
Right.
So they did a good job of keeping you out of the fact of, other than the youngest 2, which I can't think of the one girl's name, the younger black girl that has the braces.
Oh.
She
Erica.
aged. way too much. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yeah.
make her still seem like she's like a 11 or a 12-year-old, and that's not happening. But
No.
she, that was a little standoffish, because you can't make her look like she's like 12.
Right.
And then the Mike's sister, her age difference was quite a bit
Holly.
as well. Holly. Yeah. So those two stood
glad
out the
you remember
most to
these
me and
characters.
kind of like, stood out the most. So it was a little awkward for what they were trying to do with them as roles. Like, I mean, I don't know how old Holly is in real life, but basically they had her in like an elementary school setting and she looked like she was like 16.
Right.
So that was a little off-putting, but
Yeah, a lot of the other characters. I mean, yeah, for her that probably stands out the most. I would agree. Yeah, from season 4 to season 5, it wasn't too drastic, but I don't know. I think it was from 3 to 4. I think I saw the biggest jump, but that could just be because that was the biggest gap between seasons. I'm trying to look here. Obviously, season 5 was this year. Season 4 was 2022. Season 3 was 2019. Or I'm sorry. Season 2 was 2017. Season 3 was 2019. And season 1 was 2016.
so like almost 3 years in between each one.
Yeah.
But I just,
Except the first 2, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, but that Holly, being her 10-year age gap difference and trying to keep her as an elementary school student is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I mean, we kind of, they took them out of the school environment a little bit and they put them out into somewhat of a real world environment. So it wasn't as off-putting. It's off-putting, but it's not as bad,
Right.
And then Joe, the guy that drives the Mercedes, his name in real life is Joe something.
Joe.
The guy with the big hair.
Steve.
Steve, yeah.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
He, to me, actually looks like
He's 30 something. He's
right.
like,
He doesn't look like he's aged a bit.
yeah, but he was like 21 in the first season. He's like 31 or 32 years old. So that's why it doesn't look
Okay.
like he's aged,
I guess
because
that
he was
makes
already
sense.
an adult playing a teenager when the first season came out.
Right.
So since you rapid fire watched this, do you have a favorite season?
I don't know so much if I have a favorite season. I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about that.
Did you enjoy it?
I've enjoyed every bit of it. I've always heard Stranger Things was like a phenomenal series. I just never got around to watching it. Like, this is going to be kind of embarrassing. My biggest amount of Stranger Things experience was up until now was the collaboration event they did in Rocket League, where they did a stadium where it was like the upside down.
Upside down, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. Stranger Things. And then, you'd hear they did like a promotional trailer for the game when that Stranger Things event happened, and they had the theme music from Stranger Things. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then totally forgot about it, like everything after that up until now. And that was a while ago. That was probably like 6 years ago. So,
So I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces of it. So I'm curious, like, Alysha, you've seen the whole thing. So do you have a favorite season, or Matt?
I enjoy the whole show.
Is that pretty much the general consensus?
Season 4 is getting there, and then we're on season 5.
right. And this is
And
supposed
I'm-
to
Final
be
season,
the
right?
last season, right?
I'm anticipating part 2.
Yeah. So this is where I don't know if I want to get into spoiler things quite yet, despite all the other stuff we're going to talk about tonight. But
Was that supposed to be a pun? Like, it's not Stranger Things, it's spoiler things.
spoiler things. Because the last episode of this part 1, big event thing happens with a specific character. And that kind of gives you a clue as to how the rest of the season, I think, is going to go.
Oh, there's 2.
There's 2.
Yeah, because 9 or 7 or whatever she was shows up as well.
Oh.
And that's actually going to be fairly important as well, because now there's 3. There's 3 people that are going to be,
Oh. I'm trying to remember. Is it 9?
I do
or
believe
7?
it's 9.
Is it 9? Okay.
You could Google her.
So the main character of the show is 11.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So she was the 11th one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they did these tests upon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in season 3, she runs away from home for a while. Spoilers, from 2022. But she
Her.
runs away from home, and she actually ends up meeting other people that were tested upon, and she meets this girl.
It's 8.
It's 8.
It was 8?
Not 9, not 7. It's 8.
6, 7.
So close.
9,
Don't start this.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Don't worry, that's coming later.
Because
It's a later topic.
7, 8, 9.
Nope, just 8.
That's so funny. Why was 6 afraid of
All right,
7?
well, and here's the thing. It's like when they actually showed this person, I did not know who the hell it was. Like it actually,
Oh, yeah.
it took a spoiler on Google, like explaining who this person was. Because like, oh yeah, because it's this, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was a dude.
Because her head shaved?
Yeah, because her head was shaved, and like in the it's an unflattering piece of body wear that they put these people into. So
Yeah.
I first saw her and I was like, who's that? And then you're like, it's her. And I'm like, oh, yeah. It literally, because when was the last season
3, I think.
Was it season? Okay. It's hard for me to remember because I've shotgunned this all at once, but.
Yeah, see, I've never gone back and watched it. So like I saw season 1 in 2016.
Would you go back
and I
and
saw
watch it?
season 2 in 2019. Yeah, I mean it's
Do
enjoyable.
it for Virginia.
like so that you can catch up.
I'm just
We
trying to figure
talked
out if I
about
should
it.
watch this.
We talked about it. We talked about starting all the way over and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's my thing is it's a time investment.
Yeah, that's what Matt said when we were talking about it. He was like, the episodes are long.
Yeah, season
Yeah.
4 is just hour, 20 minutes, hour and 30.
How many-
They're movie length.
How many times do you think you've fallen asleep?
A lot.
Like every night?
She complains because I fall asleep at
I'm-
some time
I'm
Usually
not
every day I try to
complaining.
go to
after 10
sleep.
o'clock p.m.
I'm not complaining. And sometimes it was 7:30, but I just don't want to rewatch something I've already watched. And then when we go to watch it,
So you don't think rewatching something
Have
for
to
somebody's
rewind.
benefit, and then something
No,
you've
it's
seen,
the
and then
part-
they fall asleep.
it's the part where you have to rewind. So you've watched it, you're rewatching it, and then you got to rewatch.
Have you
20
ever
minutes.
smacked somebody and be like, "Hey, you need to pay attention to this part"?
I don't smack him. I'm just like, babe.
Well, I mean,
bedtime?
I'm not talking about assault. I'm talking about like, "Hey, wake
Yeah.
up!"
I'm like, bed. You want to go to bed?
I've told her more.
Shut it off.
Well, here's the thing.
Matt does not let me sleep when we're watching something.
Yeah.
He's like, are you watching this or are you not? Like,
Because
either
I
go
will
to
shut
bed.
it off. Like,
Yeah.
especially
Because
if it's
he's
a
like, you
rewatch.
can't miss
Yeah.
this. Honest, totally. Side note, Matt can fall asleep and still wake up and be like, I know exactly what happened in this, show.
I do it all the time.
I'm not.
I
sleeping.
cannot do that.
She'd
I'm
be like,
out.
you fell asleep. And I'm like, this and this and this happened. She's like,
Are you are you listening in your sleep?
yeah, I'll dream it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be unconscious, like totally knocked out, but I'll be just
Yeah,
paying attention
it's
to what's
wild.
on the TV. So
He just got the Cliff Notes. That's fine.
yeah.
But that's why I think it's so funny because it's it's totally a double standard, but like it's valid because he's like, wake up, you're gonna miss this. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm out when I fall asleep. But then I'm like, well, you fall asleep, and I can't even say that anymore because every single time he's like, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Like, okay, Sleep all you want. Sleep watch. Okay.
Sleep watch.
That's what you could do, Matt. You can start sleep watching and
You
then
asked
leave a
me.
review.
That's the Stranger Thing.
Right.
What? Who does that?
But digressing,
Yes. Sorry.
yes, the age thing was off-putting. I mean, I know it's the question you started with. So, but yeah, I thought the age thing between season 3 and season 4 especially, and then the younger two in season 5.
Right.
So those ones were, and they're off-putting, even like the situations that they put them into. You know, like how they want them to act and everything. It's like, you're 19 years old. You can't act like you're 11 anymore. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, some people at that age still do.
Yeah,
Valid.
Matt, quit acting like you're 11.
but yeah, I mean, to keep it spoiler free, if I haven't already ruined something, you know, you can see where the story's going. You know, and it hasn't
Right,
been
right.
these 4 episodes for season 5 haven't been any great reveals. You know, I mean,
Right.
they're still pushing the one relationship with the girl and her candy striper girlfriend. They're still pushing, you know, Mike and the other
The love triangle.
Mike and Will's awkward thing
Oh,
that they
that.
have going on.
Yeah.
You know, they're still trying to make you believe that there's chemistry in between Mike and 11, even though there's never been chemistry between those two people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That was more like season 1 and 2, and then it kind of just
yeah, and they're still forcing that
disappeared.
upon you. And Hopper, that whole thing is like, he was the local sheriff, and now he's like some special forces dude. You know, it's like, so that's been, and they really tried to harp on that in season 4 when he was locked in that Russian prison.
right.
You know, the Demigorgons this season seem more powerful and more violent than,
Manlier.
yeah, I mean, they're-
Manlier.
Do they have dicks?
I don't know about their physique.
Never caught that.
All right.
But I just seem like, you know, they would show up in the school or something like in their first couple seasons, you know, and, you know, they would chase people around. This time they're like, you know, running through the upside down and coming out in all these different places
Yeah.
and stuff. And like, oh, you're tracking them by radio waves now. And it's like, okay, you know,
Right.
glad you high school students have figured out, you know, in the 1980s how to do, you know, frequency scanning between you and an alternate reality or
Right.
whatever, you know. It's so some of it's kind of like, okay, I know I can't, we're talking about a show about a girl that has superpowers,
Right.
you know, so I can't really nitpick a lot, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because it's been 10 years and I'm not super like, I need to see the end of this,
How
you know.
How realistic do you want your fantasy to
Like
be?
for you, I actually feel like you have the benefit.
I can't believe you just said 10 years because that is
Yeah, it's
a mind fuck.
just about.
I would totally rather be in your shoes that
That's what I
hasn't
was-
seen
yeah.
it and gets to watch it all now,
Mhm.
because like I have lost interest. Like when they said it was coming out, I'm like, I don't care. Watch it.
Spoiler.
Time, you know.
Spoiler alert, Matt, you will not fit in anybody's shoes here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have big feet. But just saying, you know.
Yeah, I think that's all I got about it. We're gonna see part 2 and the finale. Like I said, not too long from now. So
Virginia, you have 4 days.
yeah, good luck.
Catch up.
I mean, at this point, if it's all out, then I have forever because I can just watch the whole thing.
No, you have 4 days because we're gonna watch it live and then talk about it next Friday.
And then
So,
spoil it.
yeah.
Okay. Time investment here.
With pictures.
With pictures. Did
I
you
mean-
see the Demigorgon in this shot?
Did you see his dick?
I mean, if there's any.
I knew it.
Well, speaking of Netflix shows, how about some Netflix games?
Yes, let's talk about some Netflix games. So just recently, we logged onto Netflix and saw that they had added some pretty fun games. We ended up trying them out. You know, Netflix continues to raise their prices, right?
Mhm.
But now they're at least adding to their repertoire to make it worth it, right? So we tried these games, and I have to say they're actually pretty fun. I recommend them.
Start from the beginning though. Who did you try the games with?
Oh, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yes. So we tried every single one of the new. There are 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can list them off.
Yeah. So we got Lego Party, Boggle, Party Crashers, Pictionary, and Tetris. So there's 5. Is that right?
I think the only ad that I've seen for any of those is the Tetris one.
The Tetris. That's probably my least favorite. Honestly, it's okay.
It's
What did you
4-player battle Tetris.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, but either way, I played all these games, and we got to Boggle, and I was playing with probably a good 6 people, and I texted Matt right then and said, I really need you to play Boggle with me because I need some competition because I was winning every single time. And now I have some competition. And what I mean by that is Matt always wins.
Not always.
Even today, best of 3.
Yeah.
he had
Remind
no
me
problem.
again, which one is Boggle?
So Boggle used to be just a square full of blocks, and each block had a letter on it, and you had to shake up the box, and then when all of them laid flat, you just had letters facing up, and you had to make words connected out of it, but you actually had to hand write out your
Yeah,
words.
You had a timer.
Okay.
And whoever could write out the most amount of words that were actual words in that amount of time won.
Okay.
Well, online is much easier.
Because
Yes.
you can.
It's so much more
okay.
satisfying. And it just pops up on your phone. You can compete with the other person.
Up to 8 people.
Yeah, up to 8 people, which is pretty cool because they really do have quite a few things that you can do with a large group. Like
Okay.
they are party games, or 2-person games all the time, like
all the time.
crackheads.
Yeah. Boggle has become something of a
I
small
actually-
addiction.
I was thinking today because he said, okay, best 2 of 3 to determine who won.
Okay, so we got an advent calendar that's couples challenges, and we got one challenge that was really stupid because it was like, can you take inanimate objects and stack them up, and who can make it stack up the tallest? And I was like, I'll flip this fucking couch up and make it touch the ceiling, and
I
it's
was like,
game
I
over. You
don't
know what
like
I mean?
this.
And
I
she's
was
like,
like,
I don't like this.
I
So
could stack toilet paper rolls pretty high.
So we were like, okay, well, and then she was like, we started arguing because it was like a time thing. There was no time limit, right?
Yeah.
Or no, it
You
said time,
could set
a
a
time
timer,
limit,
yeah.
but there was no thing that said like
Yeah.
if you both hit the ceiling, you tie.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Right.
well, then it would have to be who hit the ceiling first would win.
And I was like, this is not a fair
So she was like, well, we got to come up with a different challenge then that'll work. And I'm like, best out of 3 Boggle.
Yeah. That's how it happened. But I got to thinking today, this is a great tool if we ever get in an argument and we're not sure, like, who gets the final say. Boggle. Boggle will solve it. But
I'm okay
Anyway.
with that because I beat you 2 out of 3 times almost every time we play. So
anyway, they're definitely worth trying out if you have not already. And honestly, I feel like Boggle is definitely my favorite. And I think it's just because the convenience of it, when you had to actually physically play the game, I liked it then too, but it's just very easy to like rapid fire do it and have a good time doing it. So
90 seconds.
So, okay. I guess the first thing that I'm picturing in my head, or I'm trying to figure out in my head, is the dynamic of how you're actually playing these. Do you play these on your TV?
No,
Yes.
Your phone is your controller.
yeah.
Okay. So
it shows
that's
up
what I
on
was
the
going to
TV.
ask.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
like a Jackbox type
Yeah,
situation?
basically a QR code pops up.
Yep.
You scan the QR code and that puts you in a lobby and then
Okay.
you play on your phone. So like if you have the app, the Netflix app on your phone, there's actually about 40 different games on there. There's like WWE wrestling and all kinds of stuff that's all through
Okay.
Netflix that you can play on your phone.
Well, so you said you were playing with some of your friends, though, right?
Yes.
At their
So-
house.
At their house. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's what I wasn't sure of. Was like, is there like a mobile app and you're just sending things through like Netflix's app, or you had people over?
I
so
actually think that would be a very cool extension if they.
I think you can.
You can do that.
I don't know if you can do it Boggle, but like I was talking to Avery, and I said, hey, there's a WWE game on here. It's like it's multiplayer, just messing with him because I was at
Right.
work.
right.
And he's like, oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
So-
Yeah, they have actually really have a pretty big list of mobile games I was looking
Mhm.
at. So I think it's nice that they're branching out and adding things, but I would definitely recommend it. I definitely think the Pictionary is another really good one, just because it's so easily accessible. I think that's the thing that makes it so nice is you just turn on Netflix and you have this ability to.
My only argument with Pictionary is I think you should have to type the answer in.
Oh, because we just say it, right?
Yeah, because you say it and then it's everybody against everybody. So like when somebody yells it out, you have to be like, well, I think you said it first. Oh, wait, I have to hit the button on my phone to
so you
stop
have
the
to-
timer because
yeah.
it's like, you know, and then you have to choose the person that did it and her sons were
Yes.
challenged with this topic.
I would also recommend playing with people that know how to read so that they don't draw an angel when the word is angle.
Oh boy.
Shout out to my son.
Yeah.
I feel like I would see that happening the other way. They draw an angle instead of an angel.
No.
Just to
No.
clarify,
No.
was this Nolan or Dylan?
It was Dylan that drew it, and then it was Nolan that guessed it, and he gave it to him.
It was a
And
team
he ended
effort.
up winning because he gave him the points
Yeah.
that he didn't earn. So that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That part of it's a little frustrating. I don't think I like the way it's scored, but it may have just been the
So
audience.
you're just standing there like
but-
disappointed.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for you.
He's like, I read it really fast. So anyway, but that one's a fun one too. Lego Party is very much like, what is that? What is that like?
Mario, is it Mario Party? Where
Yeah,
you play
Mario Party.
various different kinds of games
Yeah,
against each other. Yeah, that's how Lego Party is
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
I did find that one was like, you can try to strategize, but at the end of the day, it's so random who wins. It felt like, you don't think so?
No.
Oh, well, I think so.
That's what people say about Mario Party.
It's random.
But they're not good at Mario Party.
Well, then I'm gonna say it again. I think that it's random.
Yes.
For the record, I've never
Well,
played Mario Party either.
It
So
wasn't very random. I just kept winning.
I think I see the pattern here.
okay. So, yeah, Party Crashers is a lot like a Chameleon. If you've played that, a lot of people say it's like I can't think of the game all the kids play with the little.
Fortnite.
No.
It's the when you think somebody's sus.
Yeah, when you're guessing somebody.
Oh, Among Us.
Yes.
Among Us. A lot of people say it's like that. So
Okay.
another good one. I like that one. And Tetris, like we said, is just you're just battling. But it does have some twists to it, I would say.
Yeah.
But highly recommend.
Okay. Do you want to play some Netflix games?
Sure.
Okay.
I did just mention that the other night since, you're our only friends. I said, I wonder, like, can we play Jackbox TV games not in the same house?
Yeah, if you give us the party code,
Yeah.
See?
Right.
I mentioned that one night.
The only thing is, though, like,
I wouldn't
We
be able
can't
to
see
see
the
screen.
result.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to
Stuff.
see the
Yeah.
prompts.
Yeah.
And, like, the solution to that would be, like,
Netflix games.
if you did, like, a video call
Share
or
the
something,
screen.
you
You
share
do a
your
Teams
screen.
meeting and share a screen.
Yeah, Teams. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, I'm with the kids and I'm on Discord. So
Yeah, let me show my age a little bit here.
Skype,
Hey,
Zoom. No,
what's
Are
that?
you just making noises now?
Zoom. Yeah.
Anything else on Netflix games?
Just give it a try. That's it.
Okay.
I recommend.
Not sponsored by Netflix.
Not
Not
sponsored by
sponsored.
I
Netflix.
also just want to know, like, you have other friends.
that one time I did.
Her kid asked her to take him over there.
So moving on, we have a couple movie reviews by Matt, which I read through a bit quickly, but they sounded like satirical movie reviews.
Yeah, I'm never going to give you. I mean, they're pretty spot on,
They're accurate.
but it's probably a satirical twist. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what do we got first?
All right, let's start with Out of Africa because it's 1985. Spoilers, just so everybody knows. It was an Academy Award-winning movie, and it actually won quite a few awards. And I'm still trying to figure out why. other than maybe best cinematography. I can see that.
I'd give it that one.
Yeah, but everything else is very questionable. 85 must not have been a great year. Even though E.T. came out that year, you know.
Could you tell us more about 85?
I could, but we're gonna dive. We're gonna dive into this. So,
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Just so everybody knows, I am going to ruin the entire movie for you.
From 1985.
Okay, so just why these two movies are picked. So it's Out of the Blue and Out of the Blue, Out of Africa and Song Sung Blue. So we have a friend, Rachel, and what we do is we go to Cinemark and we see a mystery movie. And basically what it is we pay $5 on a Monday once a month, and we don't know what the movies are going to be. So we get these mystery movies. It's something that's going to come out in the next 2.5 weeks, but we don't know what it is. And they're usually artsy movies. It's not like, going to be Avatar or anything like that. So we decided, because we didn't think there was one in December, we were going to list every Academy Award nominated movie. So every 5 movies from 1980 to 2025, and we put them in an Excel spreadsheet. And anything anybody had seen, we took off of that spreadsheet. And we narrowed it down to 116 movies. Okay. So then we were like, what we're going to do is mystery movie night. When we're not doing anything, we're all going to get together and we're going to say, Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 116. And whatever movie she picks off of the Excel spreadsheet, that's the movie we're going to watch. And that's how we ended up watching Out of Africa.
Okay.
So it was movie number 20 on the list. None of us had seen it. So
The list goes in order of
year.
chronological order.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, it stars Robert Redford, Meryl Streep, and some Austrian guy who I don't know who he is. I don't remember ever seeing him in anything else. It's an epic drama filmed to scenic landscapes. Like if you Google it, that's what it comes up. And there is zero human connection in this movie. Like there's no way you could tell that these people are supposed to be in love, like each other, or anything. Shh. Okay. We'll edit that out in post. All right. So, talk about a movie where white people be white people in. This is a movie about really, really rich white people that go to Africa and basically buy land and make all the African people there work for them. A Danish royal slut gets duped into another failed relationship. So she gets his brother, the guy that she was banging, because she thought that she was going to get some kind of life that she didn't. So she takes her brother's promise to take her away from it all to a farm in Africa. And her family is paying for this farm. So after arriving in Africa to meet up with her new beau, she is greeted with literally change your clothes. The wedding is in an hour. That's how he greets her. So they have this wedding where she literally knows not one person at the wedding other than the guy that she's marrying. And they make a weird arrangement. So basically, he isn't even the one who's funding the venture. It was her parents. Immediately after the wedding, he's like, here is your new coffee farm. And it was supposed to be a dairy farm. And she's like, I know nothing about running a coffee farm. And he's like, well, dairy farms were more expensive. I need this money so I can go out and do safaris and, take people hunting and stuff. So he's like, here's your coffee farm. And she's like, you're not going to help with this at all. And he's like, no. And he just leaves. So he leaves her at this brand new house that she's never been to with these people that she can't communicate with without a translator to run a coffee farm. And this coffee farm, basically, she is told, is too high up into the mountains and it will not grow coffee. So, that's the first probably 30 minutes of the movie. So, a little bit later, a couple of months into the movie, but a couple of minutes later into the thing, 2 guys show up to the house to have dinner and drinks. And one of them is Robert Redford. Robert Redford is the person that's headlining this movie. So this is the first time he's actually seen in the movie. So a couple of flirty eyes with each other later, and they leave. And that's pretty much the whole scene. More time passes by with no plot advancement or human connection to support any future love interests or anything like that. And we basically come to the main plot point about 90 minutes into the movie here. So into this epic, there is
There is a way breaking out.
I meant to put a war.
War.
Yeah.
Okay.
So edit there, sorry, but okay. 90 minutes into this epic movie, there's a war breaking out. So she decides to take all of her servants and the oxen and trek them across Africa. She's going to go to the war front because a guy told her to go to safety, and she ain't going to do what no man told her to do.
So she goes into war.
Yes.
So she goes straight into war. So she loads up this giant cart full of her belongings and whatever coffee they were able to grow, and she just starts trekking across Africa. And it's like really treacherous terrain. Like, and there's the whole thing. There's just 15 guys with whips beating the hell out of these oxen, and they're like falling off a hill and almost dying. And she just turns around and goes, and that's it. And then it cuts to the next scene. So, this tumultuous venture causing everyone to almost die for no reason is met halfway with our hero, Robert Redford, showing up and saying, here's a compass, travel south-southwest for about a day and a half. And then he rides off. That's the whole interaction. That's how he saves her. He's just like, yeah, good for you. You're trekking across Africa. We're going to go this way, but take this compass and just kind of go that way. Well, she gets lost again. And she's going across Africa, and eventually they show up at the war front, disheveled. Her hair's a mess. She's all dirty and stuff like that. And everybody is just sitting there like cleanly dressed and like looks like they're freshly showered at the war front. And they're just like, why is this woman here? So she shows up and she's like, I brought you guys coffee. So that's kind of what that whole 25 minutes of the movie was about. So then she is greeted by her husband, and he basically has a one-night stand with her and gives her syphilis. So it cuts
because
to
he goes off and he's like with all these.
Oh well, they don't tell you that.
Yeah, well that's true.
So it just cuts back to she's sick in a house and a doctor comes to greet her and he's like, you have syphilis. So she calls him back from the little club where he takes people on safaris back to the house, which is like what they said, it's like 4 hours away or something by horseback. And he comes back to the house to see her and she's like, you gave me syphilis and I have to leave the country now because their only way of treating this is for them to give me arsenic and it's probably going to make me insane. And he's like, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take you to the train.
He's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. So he takes her to the train, which basically he told her without telling her that he's been sleeping around and all this stuff and it's not going to stop or anything like that.
Basically, yeah, he does make that very clear too.
He takes her to the train, and then there's one cut scene of her in Denmark, back in Denmark, and it's like winter, and she's sitting in this chair with a blanket on, looking like she's like at like an insane asylum or something like that. And that's like the whole scene of her getting better. That's the whole montage of her getting better. So the next scene after that is her coming back on a train, and he greets her at the train station with a dog. And the dog runs up, and she's all excited to see him and stuff. And she walks up to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to just drop you off at the house. Like this Austrian guy is like my favorite character in the entire thing because he gives like zero fucks. Like, so, she's greeted. He gives her an apology for giving her an STD and he just basically takes off again. So, this movie is so long. Robert Redford is now in the movie.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah. So he shows up in the movie. Robert Redford comes to the house and now he's basically just telling her, you know, like he'd like to hang around a little bit. He'd just like to hang out with her.
Hey.
But first she should go on this hunt with him. And she's like, look, I got syphilis. You know, I can't have children. You know, the crop isn't cropping. I got
no coffee.
Like I got no coffee.
No coffee.
The servants don't like me. My husband's out banging other women. And he's like, yeah, come on the safari with me. And it's going to just change your life.
Didn't he take the dog too?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, don't make me do this. And the next scene is like them going into the safari. So he makes her do it. So every day they go out and hunt, very failed. They don't actually show them getting anything. And they have like these crazy dinners. Like every night they have these
Yeah.
crazy dinners.
Like out in the middle
like
of nowhere.
tablecloths, china, wine, you know, like the whole
food,
deal.
like a whole spread.
Yeah. Just in the middle of Africa at their campsite, you know, they're just eating like kings and queens and stuff like that.
He's
So
whining and dining her.
yeah. So they go out one day and they're tracking this oxen and they find it, but they find it's being eaten by like 3 lions, and they just slaughter like 6 lions between the 2 of them. They're just like, one's shooting one this way, and the other
Jeez.
one's shooting one this way. And then she shoots another one and he's like, hey, look out. And then she shoots a 3rd one, and then he takes out the main lion coming from this side. And they're like, this is like the big we fell in love moment. They turn around and gaze at each other, and then they just kind of smile, and then they like go to them having dinner again. It's like, okay. So cut to they go back to her house now. The safari is over because after this, you know, deeply satisfying moment of the movie, I guess. Her husband comes and he's like, hey, I need some money. And she's like, yeah, the only time you ever show up is when you want money. And she's writing him a check. And he's like, yeah. He's like, by the way, I want a divorce. And you know, I fell in love with this black woman. And she's like, okay, well, it's about time that you asked me for a divorce. So she pays for the divorce. And then Robert Redford is like basically her boyfriend here and there. Like he stops by the house sometimes and then he stays there for a day. Then he goes out in safari. Then he comes back. So he's basically just like her husband. So when she finds out she's getting this divorce, it cuts to Robert Redford flying over them in a plane. Like he just buys this like crop duster looking plane, little prop plane. And
I think it's actually probably one of the prettiest scenes in the movie.
yeah. So he just lands and he's like, get in. And she's like, when did you get this? And he was like, this morning. I just learned how to fly. We're going, you know, we're going to go fly across Africa. And it looks like a scene out of like the opening of Lion King. You know, like we're flying across the African plains and all the animals are moving. Yeah, and like there's even a scene like, and I almost think Lion King stole this, like where all the flamingos are flying across the water and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
It's like the exact same thing, you know. So and then they land on this beach and they're out playing in the ocean and stuff like that, and then they just fly back to her house. And I'm like, how the fuck does this guy afford fuel? And where is he getting it from that they're flying all over Africa in this like little tiny crop dusting plane, you know? And they just keep landing back at her house. Like there's no fuel. Like how is this happening? So they never really explain any of that, but, or why he's a pilot all of a sudden. But he comes to her and she's like, look, she's like, I got a divorce. You know, I like being with you. And he's like, well, I kind of just like the situation that we have where, you know, I go out and hunt and then I come back, and she's like, I want more. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. So he's been in the movie for about 25 minutes now. So you're in 2 hours and 20 minutes into a movie. He's been in it for about 25 minutes, and he's basically told her it was fun while it lasted. So the next night, amazingly, her whole coffee farm catches on fire and it's burning to the ground, and everybody's standing there looking at it with no emotion. They're just like sitting there staring at this thing burning down. And she kind of gives it like a little giggle. And then it's just like a cut scene to the next morning of everything's ash. And she's like, okay, well, you know, I don't have any more money. I'm not going to ask my parents for money. So I'm just going to sell everything I have here instead of taking it home with me. I'm just going to sell everything I have, and I'm going to go back home. So he shows up like after she's had like this estate sale, and he's like, you know, I kind of was getting used to your stuff. And I was just like, man, that's like the worst line ever. She's sitting there smoking a cigarette, burning shit in the fireplace because like there's nothing left. And he comes in and he's just like, I kind of liked your stuff. And she was like, I thought you didn't want a relationship. And he's like, well, you made me realize that I don't like being alone. And she's like, well, I have to go back to Denmark now. And he's like, well, I'll fly you to the boat. And like, we're like, okay, well, does that mean he's like going with her? Does it not? And so
it was
like
left
we
with
Googled
some question
it.
marks. We did Google it.
So the intent was is that he was going to go with her. Okay. And I say he was going to go with her because like the next day he dies in a plane crash. Like, and I'm surprised it ever lasted like this long, but they don't show it or anything like that. Her husband shows up to the house. Her ex-husband. Yeah. He shows up to the house and he's like, yeah, your boyfriend died. And he's kind of like got this like mischievous grin on his face. He's just like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
And she even says, why did they send you to tell me?
And he's like, well, I thought that, it should be me. And she's like, you've got some balls. Movie's over. That was the end of the movie.
That was the end of the movie. It was like,
and that won so many awards.
yeah, a lot of awards.
Robert Redford won an award for that movie.
I want to see the Austrian guy. What does he look like?
Like, I don't know, blonde hair.
I do have to say there are several points in the movie where we all looked at each other and thought,
Klaus?
are we finishing this?
Is it Klaus?
Yes.
There he is.
What age is he in the
Yeah,
movie?
Rachel actually.
Sorry, audio listeners. There he is.
Yeah, Rachel actually asked us at one point to cut the movie off.
Yeah, she was like, I think
I don't blame
we're-
her.
She's like, I think
Yeah.
we've watched enough. Like we watched enough.
An hour in.
She was like, can we watch this like the rest of this another time? I'm like, we're not doing that. Like we're in this. Like, I'm not gonna watch part of it now and then suffer and wait to suffer later. We're gonna get this all out of the way like right now. So yeah,
I kept thinking for like the day after we watched this, like, what was like the takeaway from that movie? Like I kept trying to
feel
think like
it's white people. It
honestly,
is so
if you're-
bad.
and I
dude.
think
It's
the
like,
thing that got me the most is Meryl Streep in this movie is like completely emotionless. Like the entire movie, like everything she says, everything she does is like, yes, this is what it is. Like it's very.
But you got to say it in an accent that's there
Yes.
and then
Yeah,
not
yeah.
there and then there and then
True.
not there.
The accent comes and goes in this movie.
Maybe she's on drugs.
Or Danish accent.
Yeah.
I feel like the way you described this whole movie, if they edited it differently, it could have been like a satirical comedy.
Oh, it totally
Yeah.
could have. It totally could have.
But it wasn't that, so it's just
No, this is an epic love movie.
bad.
And that's the part that got me is like
Robert Redford.
None of
winning
these
an award for
relationships
this
are
just killed me.
Going anywhere?
are real. Like it's all like
Who lost to this? That's what I want to know.
I didn't,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at the
I mean-
list and see, but
I would definitely say I do not recommend this movie.
no.
But
Well,
I'm
I
proud of us
nominate
for
this
sticking it
as
out.
the best summarization of it.
Yeah, dude, everybody should actually hear this version of it because like it's so accurate.
yeah.
It's so honest. Like
There were parts of it where I think I kind of zoned out a little bit. And so like as I was reading it, I was like, wait, she was originally dating her husband's brother? And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah.
that's how the movie started.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
I like the part where Matt writes, "Change your clothes, bitch. The wedding is in an hour."
He
That's-
basically
yeah.
said that to her, dude. She
Yeah.
got off the train. She's like, "Oh, I'm so tired from this long." He's like, "Well, change your clothes, bitch. You got an hour. The wedding's in an hour." And it's like, and then she comes out in like this, like, it's an off white, and he's like, "That's an interesting choice, like of color." Like that's
Yeah.
what he says to her, It's
Yeah.
like,
Jeez.
yeah. So if you want, that's available to watch. That one's out there in the. Metaverse.
The interesting thing, I just one last thing I just
I'm
have
sorry,
to
did you look at the light?
did kind of gaze off there.
The metaverse.
The bedhead was.
Oh boy, referencing a game.
Incoherent.
Yeah.
You should play that.
All
now.
right. So
Not a
this
sponsor.
this next movie, we'll just jump right into it here.
Was it better?
It was not.
Oh.
And this
I
one,
think it was better.
Do you? I
Better
don't-
than the Out of Africa. If I
Yeah.
had to watch another one of like either one of these again,
Why the singing? I don't know. Okay. But
just in general,
no.
which would you pick Out of Africa again?
Is it a musical?
it's not, but it's based to music. So it's like, okay, so Song Sung Blue, just to give everybody a thing here, is not out yet. This movie
Images.
just does
Comes
not
out
come
on
out.
Christmas.
It comes out at Christmas in the theater at Christmas time.
So spoiler.
It's Hugh
alert.
Jackman and it is Kate Hudson, and it is based on a true story. So if you really want to know what's going on, you can just Google the true story from that. But so it's kind of not spoilers because there is the true story out there, but this is my synopsis of the actual movie itself. So, just so you know, it's about failing carnival singers that meet and instantly have no chemistry. So these two people, Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, you couldn't have told me that they liked each other, let alone were instantly falling in love. Just because they smiled at each other, we were supposed to believe that these two people were in love. It was so awkward at times.
When they kissed for the first time in the movie, Matt literally leaned over and said, "They have no chemistry."
It was so bad. So, but the whole basis of the movie will be that they fall in love and they form a Neil Diamond tribute band. It is not a Neil Diamond. What's the other word?
It's not a tribute band. It's an experience.
Yeah, it's a Neil Diamond experience. That's what they're looking for. So because he doesn't feel
What does that mean?
It's not a cover band.
It's not a cover
Because
band,
if they were a cover band, it would be him not living up to Neil Diamond. Like they could go into a whole explanation of this. There's like a whole 5-minute explanation of why it's a.
So they're trying to emulate what it would actually be to actually see that band.
Yeah, they're trying to make you feel the feels, but you know,
Okay.
it's not, you know, just them covering the music.
But I think it also means that they can add their own things to it. Like he's not trying to be Neil Diamond.
Right.
He's trying to, you know, add his own things in there too and give you the experience.
Yeah. So that by forming this Neil Diamond tribute band, that can make it conquer all of your poor white trash self-induced problems. So it will change your life by making this band. And that's basically what I got from those. So he's a recovering alcoholic of 20 years that is living his life like it's his first year of sobriety. No real job, failed marriage, estranged relationship with his daughter. She's a single mom of 2 kids with no career and an on and off again Minnesotan accent. It's actually off-putting because sometimes you feel like you're watching Fargo. And then at other times, it's just like her normal voice. So it's like, that one's kind of bad. Living above somebody's garage with her mother in tow and her 2 children. And she basically cannot get her mother into a nursing home fast enough. And they never explained how anybody could actually afford to put her mother in this nursing home. But she disappears after the first night that they introduce her. That's the basis of this perfect love story. Okay. All right. So after a partial date, because they literally didn't go on a whole date, probably because they went to the carnival that they both work at, they decided to sing together, and she immediately brings him home to forcefully meet her 2 kids with such an aggressive nature, it actually borderline on children endangerment. Like she brings her teenage daughter out and she's like, talk to this man, talk to my boyfriend. I've talked to all your boyfriends. Now you got to come out here and talk to my boyfriend. And she comes out and she's just got like this, like really uncomfortable look on her face. And she's like, talk to him. And it's just like forcing her daughter to even say hello to this guy that she just went on her first date with like an hour ago that she brought home. So I thought that was very interesting. So that's when they decide that they're going to make the world's greatest Neil Diamond tribute band Minnesota has ever witnessed. And it's going to be called Thunder and Lightning because he walks around saying that he's lightning. That's his name. He walks around with this like really bad leather jacket with a sequined lightning bolt on the back, and he calls himself Lightning. Even the movie starts off with his dentist giving him a fake tooth that's got a lightning bolt in it. So he decides that it's going to be Thunder and Lightning. She's like, does that mean I'm Thunder? And he's like, yeah, is that okay? And this is when she kisses him for the first time. She like jumps on him because he called her Thunder. So,
It still wasn't Thunder Thighs.
So it has nothing to do with Neil Diamond whatsoever, the Thunder and Lightning reference, and no relevance to the plot itself other than how absorbed these two are with their own lives.
Based on a true story.
Yeah. And of course, they immediately get married. Like they go on this first date and that's it. Like she kisses him and he like literally goes down the garage stairs out to his car and stuff like that. And she's like all giddy and stuff like that. The next scene that they show them together, he's proposing to her. So, yeah. And it's like supposed to be like 2 days later. So with that crazy twist, they immediately expand this band. They gain 3 backup brass musicians, a drummer, and a guitar player that just show up as a favor and then become a permanent fixture. So they were actually just going to help them out on one show, and then they're there for the rest of the time. So they play giant venues like motorcycle bars and Thai food restaurants. So they have to have this huge band with all this extra percussion and stuff. And then the giant family goes to the ultimate high when Eddie Vedder asks them to open for him. And they never explain why Eddie Vedder called them or anything else. They just immediately take them to this really small theater that Pearl Jam's playing in. And Eddie Vedder's like standing off stage. So they have this guy that's like pretending to be him. And he comes out and sings a song with them because he asked him to. But so they open for Pearl Jams. Now all the kids love them too. Like their daughters that are in a teenage age, they're like just in love with their parents' band now because, they open for Pearl Jam. So now they're interested in it. So then tragedy strikes. Thunder is hit by a car. Never an explanation if the driver was drunk, if they lost control, but it was in the middle of spring on a sunny day. She was planting a rose bush and this car just comes out of nowhere through the yard and pins her into the wall. They flash forward in the scene to the hospital and like the kids come running in, like the daughter can drive. So she brings the son in and they're just covered in blood. And like he grabs the daughter and he runs her into a different hospital room and you think he's going to like calm her down or something. And he's basically telling her that he's having a heart attack and that she needs to use these paddles to resuscitate him. And he turns them on. And he's like you've seen on TV, and he just passes out. And so this teenage girl grabs these paddles in the room next to the emergency room where they're working on the mom and just thumps him. And he gets up and he's like, oh, and then we're just all supposed to think that just happens. And he had a heart attack. And he's like, don't worry, I've done this before. And we're like, okay. So the next scene that they show her and her leg has been chopped off from just below the knee down. And she's like, obviously in pretty bad like mental state at this point, but she immediately becomes addicted to the painkillers immediately. And I mean like blackout addicted to these painkillers. So the first scene where they actually show her is like she's in the house and her daughter comes in and says, hey, we got to go to therapy and for your prosthetic. And she's like, yeah, just give me a minute. And she's like, no, we really got to go this time. And she's like, yeah, just give me a minute. And she lays down and then she wakes up and it's nighttime and she comes out and she's like, what happened to therapy? And the daughter's like, are you kidding me? Like you just went to sleep for 5 hours, So that's how we're supposed to know that they're going through this struggle of addiction and all this other stuff. And then, so the daughter's kind of stressed out and the family's just falling apart. But the part that kills me about this is, and they don't really explain this either. So he's a 20-year recovering alcoholic. So he's been through all these programs and stuff like that and been through all this addiction. He has no idea how to deal with her at all. He has no tips. He has nothing. And the whole time he's like picking up jobs like running karaoke on Friday nights. Like, he's not worried about like actually trying to pay the bills. That's how he's getting a job, So like, and he like feels good about himself. He's like, yeah, I got a karaoke job on Friday and Saturday nights for an hour, so I'll have some money coming in. It's
Not
just like,
great.
Okay. So basically, she finally gets so fucked up that she's out on the lawn and she's performing in her head like she's on stage to Patsy Cline. And she's actually just out there in her robe, like yelling. And then all the kids come out and they see her out there like struggling with reality and stuff. And, this is like the big crisis moment. And he breaks down crying, like ugly crying. And they decide they're going to finally take her to rehab. And I mean, this is like supposed to take place over like 4 months. Like her leg is like the scars and stuff are healed on the bottom of her leg when they show this, and they're just now going to take her to rehab. So the big scene right before this too, I'm sorry, I forgot that one part. The big thing that, their big antagonistic thing where he finally says he has enough. He knocks the bottle of pills off the table and storms out of the room. And she's like, you want to throw shit at me? And she just like lays down on the couch.
Throwing
and
a couple things back.
That was it. That was like the most emotion that you got out of like the whole movie.
I'd
though.
agree
Like,
with that.
yeah, that was like, when she actually seemed like she was actually an actress, like that was like the biggest part. So, all right. So she gets into rehab, and while she's in rehab, her daughter comes to him and she's calling him Papa now. So this whole thing takes place in 2 years. Okay. This whole entire movie takes place in 2 years. So it's not like they built these giant relationships or anything like that, but now he's Papa. So, and she comes up and she's like, Papa, you know, my car won't start and I'm really stressed out. You know, it's leaking antifreeze. So he goes out and he's like, you just pour this stop leak in the radiator. And he's like explaining how stop leak works. And she's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, oh, well, how are we going to deal with that? And she's like, well, I want my mom. And he's like, oh, okay. So next thing you know, she's out of rehab and, you know, she's sitting in the living room and stuff like that. And, you know, like they show one scene where the daughter's like, don't tell her yet. And then like the very next scene, he tells her that she's pregnant. And then that immediately cuts to her giving the daughter up or the baby up for adoption. So, I mean, that's 9 months. It went through this movie so quickly. It wasn't even funny.
Was the baby his?
What, a thunder? Or, I mean, lightning?
No.
Yeah, because
No. She had a boyfriend.
Papa.
No, she had a boyfriend.
She said, Daddy.
The boyfriend was in one scene where she was like working on his car. Yeah. It was like a real quick thing where like he was working on his car and they kind of made fun of him because she was working on his car. So that was his whole big part in the movie other than being a donor. So anyway, so she gets out of rehab. She now is going to be Mother of the Year. She has her big awakening thing in rehab where she's sitting there and she goes, yeah, now I know why Lightning likes to go to his meetings and talk. I can understand that now. And that was the end of the montage of her in rehab. That was it. Like that was the big heartfelt moment of where she realized she had a drug problem.
And was cured.
Yeah, and she was cured. I mean, she got home and it was never a thing ever again. So now they have a 80s training montage of her walking up and down the street in like this ridiculous like workout jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And like he's holding her hand and stuff like that. And they walk like a block. And then he's like, okay, let's go back. And she's like, no, we can do some more. And he's like, okay. And then they turn around and go walking back. But now she can walk. So she's ready to be Thunder again.
Wait, does she have like a prosthetic leg and stuff?
Yes, she has a little prosthetic leg. Yeah, because Mary said they're going to prosthetic therapy and stuff. Yeah, so okay. So she is now ready to be Thunder again. So they're going to start practicing and they're calling everybody and getting the band back together and stuff like that. And they go to perform at this Thai restaurant that he's been doing karaoke at. And everybody in Minnesota shows up to this Thai restaurant and they're all doing a sing along. And he's, you know, they keep panning back to him, looking at her like he's so in love with her and stuff when she sings. And it's just like, God, okay. So where are they going with this? You know, so it goes from that to this big producer in this theater that they performed at with Pearl Jam is like, we've got the gig of a lifetime for you. You're going to come here and play Neil Diamond songs while Neil Diamond is actually performing for people that can afford to buy tickets down the street. So you're going to play for all the people that can't afford to actually go see Neil Diamond and give them the Neil Diamond experience. And they're like, yeah, we're back, but I need percussion. I need giant drums and I need fans and I need a gospel choir. And they're like,
done.
Yeah. Okay. That's going to happen. We'll do that for you. That's going to happen. And then she's like, so there's like this movie Suzulo or something. I can't even, they make fun of it, but he wants to start every show with this in the beginning of the movie and nobody knows the song and nobody likes the song. And she's like, we're going to start this show with Suzulo. And he's like, yeah. Like nobody gives a fuck. Like that's your big thing. Like, you know what I mean? You're back. So you're going to let him have his one moment and stuff like that. So it builds up to like they're practicing and stuff like that. And they're getting ready for the show. And he's in the bathroom and he has another minor heart attack and he falls down. And he bangs his head on the fucking corner of the sink and splits his skull open. So he gets up and he's like talking to the daughter who's around the corner. He's like shutting the bathroom door and he's going like this. And there's just blood pouring out. And he's like got a bottle of super glue and he starts pinching his head like this. And then the next scene, his head's like perfectly fine. His hair is perfectly combed. You can't see like, you know, his scalp glued together or hair or anything. Like he did this like amazing surgical procedure in his bathroom while he's concussed, you know, and he comes out of the bathroom and he's like, then there's like foreshadowing and they're getting ready to go up on stage. And she was like, you know, are you worried about coming up on the lift? He's like, no, all I got to do is stand there. and not fall off. And I'm like, yeah, because you got a concussion, motherfucker. That's why they said that. You know what I mean? So they're all up on stage and they're starting this thing, and she's singing, and the choir's out there and stuff like that. And he comes up through the stage in his sparkly clothes and shit, and he starts singing this song. And like halfway through the song, he just collapses, and everybody totally fucking ignores it. Nobody realizes that the guy that's singing on stage collapses onto the stage, and he's looking through the crowd at his daughter, or her daughter, that's resuscitated him with the paddles before, and he's going, help me.
He's really not help me.
And she's like, and he just stands up and starts singing. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, so he just stands up and you're like waiting for him to die or something, you know, and he finishes this song and he's belting it out and everything else, you know, and like
has the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah, he has a performance. Everybody's so excited, and they're leaving in their little car, and the two of them are sitting in the back seat, and this guy's driving them to the ice cream stand because Neil Diamond's going to come meet them at this ice cream stand because both their shows just ended. And they show up to the ice cream stand, and she gets out, and everybody's cheering and stuff. She's like, "Where's Neil?" And they're like, "Neil's on his way. It just ended." And she looks in the car, and he's dead. Yep. And then they do like this weird, awkward funeral. Like they lead into the funeral with like her standing in front of the window that a car's almost hit her at twice. Mm-hmm. One that hit her and then one that missed her, according to the movie. And then the one daughter's sitting there and she's like, I've never wrote a speech before. And the other daughter, his actual daughter, is like, you know, he said that, you know, we would always know what to do and your speech is going to be great. And they're like holding hands, or they bonded, you know, and they're sisters now. And it cuts off of that and it cuts over to the mom. And then the mom's at a funeral with the drummer and the guitar player, and she starts belting out this Neil Diamond song at the funeral. No speech is ever made.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now that I never really put that together.
Yeah,
that this daughter's supposed to have a speech, and we never
this
hear
epic
anything.
speech or anything. Nobody says anything at the funeral.
I didn't realize that.
She sings this song and fucking move. They cut to the little boys in the garage watching, like when he did his every year at his birthday, which is his sober birthday. He sung a song at rehab and he recorded it one time, and the little boy's just sitting there watching the recording because he's the one that recorded it. And she walks out and like shakes his head, and then she goes out to replant this rose bush finally. And the other daughter's like standing guard at the end of the driveway, and she's like changing the oil or something in her car, you know, because she's like the one that takes care of everything and stuff like that. And she leans back and she smiles, and the movie ends.
And the mom's like asking her to like keep a lookout, basically, like make sure no car.
Yeah, make sure no car comes and kills me again. You know, like,
that's the end of the movie.
It's literally the end of the movie. Yeah. And it's like through the whole movie, they sing like these Neil Diamond songs, and you're like, I know two of those. There's a Sweet Caroline montage, of course, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But other than that, it's like, it's not even like his good music. Like he has like much better music. And they talk about him having much better music, but they don't actually like, you know, sing those songs. But it's just, oh man, I don't even know. It's like,
it's another one where it's like, all right, so what are we taking away from this?
Damn carnies.
It's very like, okay, so, you know, I mean, the whole point of this, I think, is to tell this true story about these two real people that this happened to.
They overcame all the stuff by forming a Neil Diamond tribute band.
Yeah.
All these white trash tragedies.
Yeah.
I mean, especially towards the end here, it seems to me like Hugh Jackman forgot that he wasn't Wolverine in this movie or something. Especially with him splitting his head open.
He did. He like literally, that's what he died from. When he glued his head shut, he just internally bled inside of his head and he died. Like
he was like, fuck it, I want ice cream.
Yeah. I'm gonna meet Neil Diamond tonight. Like, you know, the show can't wait 15 minutes for me to get a couple of staples. You know what I mean? It's like
So I always find it interesting when you watch a movie that's based on a true story to figure out what really is the real story, right? Like what part of it's are like creative liberty and what actually happened. So their like background, their starting story is pretty much spot on. Like he really was an alcoholic of, 20 years sober. They really did have those jobs that they had. Like all of that is accurate. She really did get hit by a car in the lawn while gardening. So in the movie, her like when she gets back from rehab, she's going out to plant, or she's looking at the garden, right?
Yeah, she's just standing in front of the empty hole where the rose bush was, and then she walks up on the porch, and this car slams into the
right
house.
next to her, right?
And that's her moment of catharsis.
Because she starts laughing, like hysterically. And what did she say? She said, lightning
can strike twice.
Lightning can strike twice. And that's the whole thing. Like, so anyway, so the real story, this really does happen. And 4 months after her accident, another car really does drive through their lawn again. But they were inside when it happened. So that part was like,
they actually said the car lost control on the ice on that one.
Yeah. So, and then, they actually did really perform with Pearl Jam, which I thought was kind of cool. And so Mike really did die from a head injury and refused to go to the doctor, but it was a week later, and he did perform during that week.
So did they meet Neil Diamond?
No.
In real life?
No, they never actually met the Neil Diamond.
Did they get ice cream?
Neil Diamond.
The Neil Diamond.
Did they get ice cream?
I didn't Google that one. Did not look that one up, but it was a brain bleed, and he went into a coma that he didn't wake up from. So,
yeah,
it was definitely an interesting thing.
It's definitely based on a true story.
This was also another long one, 2 hours, 13 minutes runtime.
Yeah.
And yeah. So.
And like I said, all this epic romance of this movie and everything that happened with all these great bonds between, her kids calling him dad and everything, less than 2 years. Yeah, less than 2 years. Talk about forcing some relationships, man. Like, yeah, another winner of a movie, and like I said, that was a random movie that was chosen for us. So,
but you saw it early.
Yes. Yeah. We were actually fortunate enough to be the first people to see this screening, a special screening of this movie. Yeah.
I think it was hard to differentiate, like, what is the focus of the movie? Because you have, like, the music part, then you have this huge struggle that they have to overcome.
It's just how the music brought them together, and it can conquer all. It was Neil Diamond's music can conquer all. I mean, that's what it was. It was just, hands, touching hands.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Yeah.
It's time for a break. But first, trivia. That's our trivia music.
I stole your lightning or thunder.
Yeah, you did.
Call out there.
You stole my thunder and lightning.
Just don't steal his leg.
We can edit that in post.
Okay. So how trivia is going to work is that we're going to introduce trivia questions throughout the episode. And then at the end, we'll do the questions again, and then we'll actually answer them again. So you're getting out your whiteboards right now, but you don't need to.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I can follow simple instructions.
I was just making sure we were there.
Our props are done, so we were ready.
Oh, okay. All right. So earlier we were talking about Stranger Things. Which supporting actor, if you're talking supporting actor in Stranger Things, you might as well just say any of them because there's a lot of actors that could be considered supporting. Which supporting actor featured in Stranger Things filmed a scene with Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds, the 2005 one, that was unfortunately cut out of the final screenplay? And I'll give hints later. Okay. Now to the break. Support for Mamalukes is brought to you by Aspire Drinks. Looking for an energy drink that doesn't give you jitters and that inevitable crash? Aspire is redefining energy drinks with a better, healthier way to power your day. Unlike most energy drinks that are loaded with excessive caffeine and sugar, Aspire delivers a gentle, balanced boost with 80 milligrams of natural caffeine. half the caffeine of most leading energy drinks. Packed with essential vitamins and enhanced with biotin and ginger, the benefits are a no-brainer. They're enjoyable for any moment, at work, the gym, or on the go. Order now with free US shipping. Find them at aspiredrinks.com and use our promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off anything on your order. That's aspiredrinks.com and promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off your order. Welcome back. And now we go to Matt for Sportsball.
All right, so we're going to start off with some Cleveland sports. The
Yay.
Cavs fall to 8th in the East with a loss to Chicago on Wednesday. They're actually
Ooh.
playing right now. The Browns have lost 2 in a row, and the Guardians have not done anything in the offseason. So Cleveland being Cleveland.
Yep.
Moving on to the NHL, the Wild have acquired Quinn Hughes from the Canucks, the 2024 Norris Cup winner, in exchange for one winger who is a 60-point-a-year scorer, one center. The winger who has played 48 games in his career. He's actually like an up-and-coming prospect, and a very good defensive-man who was a 2024 first-round pick. And then they also got a 2026 first-round pick of their own. So that is probably like one of the biggest moves in hockey in a long time. The Canucks basically looked at Quinn Hughes as a franchise player, and he wants to go to New Jersey to play with his 2 brothers, and he would not sign a long-term contract with the Canucks. So they moved him before they couldn't get anything for him, and now the Wild have the fun job of trying to either sign him or he's going to leave in about 18 months. So that'll be interesting to watch. In the NFL, Patrick Mahomes is out for the season, and the Kansas City Chiefs have been eliminated from the playoffs. Yay.
Yay.
And also with the Cowboys all on the same day.
I've seen so many memes of like Travis Kelce explaining to Taylor Swift that they're not going to the playoffs.
So, and then also on that note, Travis Kelce is probably going to retire. So everything that he has said about Patrick Mahomes' his injury is that he hopes that he comes back and that they are able to play well again in the future. And he says they and not we. So looking like Travis Kelce is going to retire. The Bears are looking for a new stadium. And I thought this was just interesting because they're actually looking for a stadium, and the search has taken them into Indiana. So the Chicago Bears might be playing in Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a
That's
weird
interesting.
little thing. Yeah, so
Not very Chicago.
no. The Rams and Seahawks played last night, and not that anybody really cares about either one of these teams, but the Rams led by 15 points going into the fourth quarter. And a little historical note for you, the Rams were 355-1 when leading going into the fourth quarter by 15 or more points, and the Seahawks were 0-172, and the Seahawks won that game.
Huh.
So they are now 1-172 when
Wow.
trailing by 15 points in the fourth quarter. So it was a good game. Both teams are definitely going to be in the playoffs, and there's probably going to be 3 teams out of that division in the playoffs. So, good times. As far as the NCAA, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana won the Heisman, and everybody is upset about it. Was he the right choice? Absolutely not. He didn't have great stats. I don't really think that he was the reason that they won that game against Ohio State. He definitely wasn't clutch. I don't think it was the right choice. A lot of people are upset, and a couple of the candidates that were brushed over have actually come out on Twitter and made some pretty ugly remarks about the voters from the Heisman, where even like Mark Ingram has came out and tried to defend his vote for Mendoza and stuff like that. So that was interesting this week. As far as like my players that I watch, Jadarian Price and Love, both the 2 running backs for Notre Dame, have both claimed that they're going into the draft. That's pretty big numbers. Love, of course, was the 3rd finalist in the Heisman race. So that's going to hurt them pretty bad. And then in the NBA, the Knicks won the interseason tournament. Who cares, right? Well, the players apparently do, because they each got $530,000 bonus for winning that in-season tournament. So
Yeah, I
thought
think a
that-
lot of people forget that.
yeah, that's quite a
Or
bit of
just
money.
aren't aware.
I mean, that's a lot. And, you know, I'm sure they have, I never looked into their salary cap and stuff like that, but I'm sure they have some people that extra $530,000 is substantial. So,
Yeah. Yep.
So that's Sportsball.
Sports ball.
Yeah, that's for the week of 12/19 here. So,
We're going to go to Christmas movies and Christmas gifts and anything else Christmas related happening. Alysha.
But first, Yule. Does anybody know what Yule is?
Yule?
Y-U-L-E.
Yule. Yuletide. Yule.
is it just a seasonal
Christmas
expression?
cheer. I have no idea.
Yule is celebrated on December 20th through December 22nd.
Second?
22nd.
So it's
Yeah.
the winter solstice.
It's the winter solstice.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Solstice.
Yes, and tomorrow being December 20th, we're going to make Yule logs.
Yay.
Yay.
It's also the day with the least amount of sunlight.
Yes. You're
Yes.
actually supposed to open all your blinds and get as much sunlight in your house as you can to celebrate the Yule.
The Yule.
Do you plan on doing that?
No.
Okay.
I have room darkening blinds and tinted windows on my house. So
That's
very vampire-esque.
that's a no.
No Yule for Matt.
No Yule. He's all winter. So Yule, the winter solstice, is a sacred threshold between darkness and light, Matt was saying. It invites us to embrace the shadow within, gently facing fears, wounds, and truths that ask to be acknowledged and released. From the stillness, we set clear intentions for renewal, planting seeds for growth as the light begins its return. Through gratitude, we honor the sun, Matt was saying, the cycles of nature and the abundance already present, trusting that from darkness comes rebirth and new beginnings. That's what I have to say about Yule.
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 Jewel.
Yule.
Solstice.
And let's talk about Christmas movies. How many new to me Christmas movies have I watched?
And what time frame? Like ever?
No, this is just as of recent.
Like this season.
Like, you know, when I started decorating.
Yeah.
Before Thanksgiving?
The day after Halloween.
Forcing myself into the Christmas spirit this year, I broke this into 4 categories. I put a heart emoji because I liked these ones. A Merry Little Xmas, which has Alysha Silverstone in it. Anybody know who
That
she
girl.
is?
Clueless.
But a new to me up and coming actor. His name is Pearson Fode, Fode. I don't know if I'm
Fode.
saying that right. He steals the show with his charm.
Love
Anybody
that.
else seen that one?
I have not seen
What was
that
the
one.
premise?
Christmas.
Quick premise.
Christmas.
Sounds like a love story.
It's a rom-com. Alysha Silverstone and her husband of X amount of years, they end up getting divorced. She gives up her life to have the house, the home, the children, and her husband's busy, and she stays in this small town and doesn't pursue her career, her dreams. And again, she's in the small town, has her family, and her ex has a hot new girlfriend, and he's doing all of the things that he didn't do for her. And this Pearson Fode guy is a hot little number who takes interest in her. And the the hot new girlfriend kind of like loses hope and leaves town. Just a bunch of random things happen.
So no like weird gimmick or anything like going on. Just a rom-com.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said he's a hot up and coming actor.
I think he is.
Okay, so is he like young? Because she's in her late 50s.
Yeah, he seems younger. If you want to pull him up.
Apparently
The wrong Paris is all I know him from.
Paris.
It was the first one.
That's another Netflix movie.
Mm-hmm.
Ching. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Oh, anyway, I have the next movie is Holiday. Kirsten Chenoweth. She faces loneliness but hooks up with whoever. She's my favorite character in that one. Next, I have No Sleep Till Christmas. You watched that
Yes.
one. In real life, this concept of the movie is just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I thought for a cheesy gimmick, as I was mentioning earlier, I think they about made the most of what they could.
Yeah, they made it work.
Two people can't sleep unless they happen to be next to each other, but these two people don't really know each other until they happen to stumble into each other, basically.
She hits him with her car.
Yep.
And then they go to sleep.
And then they
Yeah, how do
Sleep
they
in the
next to
car.
each
They like
other?
meet. They meet to sleep. And then she's getting ready to. She's like planning her wedding, and the husband ends up finding out that they're like meeting at like a hotel to sleep together, just sleep. And then I think he's a doctor, and he like takes them to a sleep study. And there's
So how did they discover
And you like
that
this
they have
movie?
to sleep next to each other?
she accidentally hits him with her car.
And they just fall asleep.
Yeah, that's where like when at what
Well, he
point-
gets in the car, and then it's like the next day, and they're like, "Oh my god, we slept."
I feel like you missed a part here.
Wow. Like, I don't feel like we did.
It is. It's super cheesy, but that's how it is.
Yes. Okay. She hits him with the car, but then she had to like take him to the hospital, right?
I don't think he went to the hospital. They're like in the parking lot.
Of the hospital.
Yeah, but
They
don't
just
think-
didn't get out.
I don't think they went in.
I think we're gonna have to rewatch this movie.
All
But
right,
I
well-
don't think they just like, whoops, hit you with the car. I guess we're just gonna have to sleep it off.
I'm not going to help you out by watching those.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay, next.
Haven't seen that one.
And these
It
are,
was okay.
These are still the hearted movies? The heart ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holiday in the Wild. It reminds me of Out of Africa.
Wow.
Just to be honest,
And you have a heart on it?
I did like the movie because elephants.
It almost sounds
Because
like she said you have a heart on
Yes, I have a heart on. Where's the camera?
There's one there. One there. Stare at
Um,
whichever one you want.
Holiday in the Wild. It's seemingly unrealistic because her and her husband break up, and then she flies to Africa, and she's in the wild, and then she ends up. I guess she was a veterinarian at one point, so that makes her qualified to work with elephants. But she ends up like loving being there, caring for the elephants. I don't remember the
How does she
guy's
end up in
name.
Africa working on elephants? She just like, she goes on safari or?
I think they were gonna go on some romantic getaway, and he's like, "No, like I want a divorce."
Out
Is
of
it-
Africa.
So just out of curiosity, does it actually look like she's taking care of elephants in Africa? in the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah. And again, the whole like sitting down with the crew and having dinners. It was just, I think it's like kind of a weird remake, but
Maybe just a tribute.
yeah, it was nicely done
How was she taking care of the elephants?
though. She slept with a baby elephant,
Oh.
Like
not sexually.
semantics.
Okay.
You know.
She can only sleep when she's next to the elephant.
But she ends up not wanting to leave after, her time is up there. And she stays. And then the guy that she's falling in love with, he has a bitch of a girlfriend who's funding their elephant rescue. She threatens to pull her funding. God. But the lady stays and they fall in love, and he ends up flying her son out to visit. It's a good movie though.
Everybody in Africa just has a plane.
The more you know.
And how do they get the fuel?
Movies that I have marked are Tina Mowry movies, which I thought it would be both of the twins, Tina and Tamara. Just Tia. A very vintage Christmas, that one was fine. And a very merry beauty salon
Wait, those are
is a little less fine.
These are the
Two movies.
but those are separate movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
same actress. Again, they're twins if you remember them.
Yes, I do.
Just Tia.
Sister, right?
Yeah. Best Christmas Ever. That has the actress, singer Brandy. You remember her?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure why she hid the fact that her son had passed away. That was the one with the hot air balloon.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, that one was strange.
and then we watched. Oh, that has what's his name from American Pie in it?
which one? Stifler?
No, the young guy,
The young guy.
not Stifler.
Jason,
Yeah, that guy.
the pie fucker.
The pie fucker.
Him and Brandy, that's the thing?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
He's just there.
Yeah.
You were just saying he's in it.
It is implied that him and Brandy have a thing, but can't remember his name in the movie or his last name, but
Jason Biggs.
Biggs, yes.
If you Google pie fucker, that comes up with Jason Biggs. Just so we're all clear.
Jason Biggs writes a letter updating all of his friends about their life, and the wife gets hella jealous and thinks that she found an envelope of something going on between them too, but he's really just like happily married man and sending pictures and updates to his friends, ghosting the spirit of Christmas. You watch this one with me?
Yeah. Another gimmick one.
Has sex with a ghost. So I guess that's why I kept it on.
Yeah. That was the reason
That's
why.
it. That's
Next. No, I'm just kidding. Two people hit it off their first date, and he texts something about like another date or whatever. And how does she die?
She's texting while driving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was so blatant though, because she's like driving, she's just like you are actually gonna die in this movie. I know you're trying to imply. Yep, there it is.
Dead.
Huh.
And so he thinks that she just left him on red.
yeah.
Ghosted.
Yes.
You watched the whole movie about that? Like, do they? And then he meets her spiritually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how does she?
And the
okay, you gotta
and the
give me a little
best
something.
and the best friend can see her, and then the guy who loves her,
can see her.
yeah,
And apparently she can like. What's the word when you can come out of the spirit realm and actually?
Yes, she becomes apparently physical enough where
They can have sex.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then does she just disappear again after that?
sort of.
they thought she did. She just
The next morning, she ghosts him.
we'll
which
just
is
say
funny.
she went out for coffee. You know?
She's like, she's gone, and then like 3 scenes later, she's just like out the window, like,
Yeah,
see ya.
that's very interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, next I have the hard to watch movies.
Wait,
You
That's-
don't have to be
one
hard
other
to
quick
watch
question.
them.
What makes that one a Christmas movie?
I don't know.
I think just because it was
At Christmas time?
happening
yeah, I
around.
don't
I
know.
mean, yeah, it's like why
don't
people
think there
call
was-
Die Hard a Christmas movie.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wait a
You're,
minute.
you're
what?
talking to the wrong person.
You do realize
here.
that whole movie takes place on Christmas Eve, like
All right,
We're not getting into that debate.
shots fired.
Well, I was going to ask what everybody.
spectrophilia is where you have sex with a ghost. By the way, Reports of ghosts having physical intimacy is known as spectrophilia.
I think he
Oh,
came too.
Well, I wasn't trying to get that in depth with what
Okay,
you
and
were
what's
just.
and what's the word when they can become physical? Look that up next.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find, and that's what it gave me.
Oh,
You got.
because that's the only reason they
Spectrophilia.
need that.
Okay, you can continue
Oh, okay.
the bad movies now.
Yeah, hard to watch movies. You don't have to be hard to watch them. Not that sexy. Last Christmas, I called the storyline. You watched this with me. The girl from
Remind
Game
me.
of Thrones.
Oh, Amelia Clark.
Yeah.
That one?
She was sick as a little girl, and I think she had like a heart transplant or something, and she's going around the city with this guy, and then she like loses him. He's like ghosting her, the theme. And she goes to his apartment, and his phone was like locked in the cupboard or something weird. And then she eventually goes back, and the realtor is like showing the apartment, and she's so confused. But she's seeing him because she has his heart. She like volunteers at like a homeless shelter and sings outside.
Christmas carols.
Did I miss anything there? And then the last two that I have for this list, it's just like a Christmas movie. That one's terrible. I just put
Just like a Christmas movie.
yeah, just no. Like where she keeps bumping into guys.
Oh, I do remember this one. This was.
And I think one specifically, he's like a doctor or something. And he like acts like he's gonna fall in love with her, and she's like, "Oh no!"
She wasn't just bumping into guys. She was literally just falling all over the place.
Falling into them.
And like conveniently for scene transition purposes, getting knocked out. So it could literally just fade to black. And now we're here. It's like it was just that bad.
Mm. And then I have a Mistletoe Mix-Up and Merry Christmas, like Marry, which is starring the whole damn family. The Lawrences, if anybody's familiar. In Mistletoe Mix-Up, it's the grandma in the movie, and then the two grandsons, but she's actually their mom in real life.
Yep.
Martin Lawrence?
No, they're white.
Oh, like Joey Lawrence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
And they like fall for the same girl and
Blossom.
all this other stuff.
It's 90s.
Not not great. But something to watch on Netflix.
Donna Lawrence, Joey Lawrence, Matthew Lawrence, and Andrew Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence was on a TV show called Blossom in the 90s.
Yep.
That's why they're famous, is because of that.
Then I have the classics. You're Italian. Feast of the Seven Fishes. I loved that movie. Anybody seen that?
Nope.
I have not.
Basically about a white girl falls for an Italian guy, and then like the grandma's hilarious and calls her like a whore.
Is she blonde haired too?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's about the Italian family being loud and giving shit to everybody and not taking shit from anybody, and they own a store, and the one kid, Tony, wants to be an artist. But he falls for this girl. I think it ends up working out.
That's what you kind of get the idea of at the like very ending scene of the movie. It was like, yeah, that sounds like okay.
Mhm.
Worked out. I was telling her the movie reminded me a lot of The Bear, just like how it was like filmed and edited, especially like the family scenes in The Bear where they're all just yapping at each other in the house. Reminded me a lot of The Bear. That was my take. I thought it was good. I thought it was decent.
And then today I watched Merry Frickin' Christmas, which I'm pretty sure I've seen that before previously. Didn't pay attention to it. Robin Williams and Clark Duke from Hot Tub Time Machine, the younger guy with the baby face. That one's pretty hilarious. Robin Williams is like an asshole dad who, tells this kid not to believe in Santa. And then his son is all about Christmas and doesn't want to ruin it for his kid. And then what's the lady's name from Gilmore Girls? She's the wife. Anyway.
Okay.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Everybody's seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Classic. Okay.
I've seen one of these.
Yes. I was going to say, I think that's the only one so far I've seen. I feel very
Christmas-
behind in my Christmas movie watching.
Christmas with the Cranks. You've seen that?
I have seen it.
I like that one. And then I put Home Alone 1 and 2 because
Yes.
classic. And then I have Christmas gifts.
For us?
No,
Oh.
the topic.
Oh.
The topic of Christmas.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Real,
just
real quick
Transition.
though, I do want to know, what is everybody's favorite Christmas movie?
oh,
Hmm.
I didn't really care. I had my own list.
I need to watch some of those. I think the hearted ones.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I already know this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never realized. I was shocked when I was like, "What's your favorite Christmas movie?" And he's like, "Die Hard," and I'm like, "What?" Thought he was joking.
Yeah. She
And
had
then-
watched Die Hard 1 and 2.
And I had never seen them. And then I watched
What's-
them and I said, "I get it."
What is the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is-
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way? Okay, yeah. I remember that one.
Sinbad. That was the
What was the
other
name of
protagonist.
What was the name of the toy?
Oh man. It was an action figure. What
Yeah.
was that? That would have been a decent trivia question.
I think I'm settling on National Lampoon, but I don't know. Home Alone.
As your
that-
favorite?
Yeah. I think
I tried
those-
to make a list of movies, newer movies, new to me movies. I've seen so many more Christmas movies.
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man, yep.
Turbo Man.
So, what is your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like National Lampoon. I do love the Home Alone 1 and 2. I'm younger,
Mm-hmm.
So my mother and I used to, every year we would get together from the time I was like a teenager all the way up until she passed. Every year we would get together and watch It's a Wonderful Life, drink eggnog, and wrap all of our presents together.
Aw.
If you haven't seen that movie all the way through, it is actually pretty messed up.
Hmm.
Like he is
True.
not a good person.
No.
And there's a lot of things that happened in that movie that I did not pick up on.
Until
As
we
a
were
kid.
older.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of adult references in that. So,
And obviously I like The Christmas Story.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Okay, that might be my favorite.
And then I did enjoy the Tim Allen, the Santa
the
Claus.
Santa Claus.
And then they made a whole series, and there's a show too.
I'd probably go with Elf.
Elf?
Actually,
That's okay.
like no.
It's okay.
I feel like that one's polarizing. Some people really like it or they really hate it.
That's fair.
I think that's anything with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So, well, there's the Star Wars Christmas special. If you haven't seen that, that's a classic.
Wait, how come have I not seen that?
Because you cannot find it anywhere.
Oh,
It was like a made-for-TV thing that was absolutely horrible, and it's actually like the bane of the Star Wars universe.
really.
Yes, if you haven't seen it, it's worth the Google.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, it's bad. It all takes place on Endor, where Return of the Jedi was at the end of that, and so it's got the Ewoks in it and stuff. And it's bad.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
It's bad.
It's bad.
So bad. It's
Yeah.
good.
No cartoon movies on this list for anybody, huh? No
I didn't.
Grinch, no.
no. Again, I tried to pick a list where it's not super common.
No, I was saying for favorites.
Oh. Not my list.
No Grinch.
Grinch is okay.
All right, we can go to Christmas. Sorry.
You'll shoot your
Well,
eye
and
out.
then the
Shoot
Nightmare
your
Before
eye
the
out.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't mention that. Obviously, I like that one.
Do we consider that a Christmas movie?
It could go either way. It could go Halloween or Christmas.
That's what I was going to say.
Can't believe you
I've
asked
never
that
thought of that
question.
as a Christmas
It's
movie.
a 3-month transitional movie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like me decorating for
And it
Christmas
literally
after
has
Halloween.
the word Christmas in the title.
Yeah.
And he wears a Santa suit.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So Christmas gifts. I just wanted to know, did you craft? Did you thrift? Did you shop small businesses or just buy from Amazon?
Well,
In-person shopping or
Can
online?
we say that right now
wait, what do you mean?
without giving anything away?
Yeah,
I mean,
I can.
Yeah.
as long as you don't
Okay.
say what it is.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
guess. I mean,
in general.
I think I did mostly Amazon, honestly. But I did do some in person, and I also did some, I guess you could call it thrifting.
Impressive.
However, this is what I will say. Sun is not a sponsor. But I will also say if they were, they'd be a bad one. I have to say, it was funny because I ordered this stuff thinking it would get here in time, like for my coworkers and the students and everything. I'm a teacher. And it didn't. It just kept pushing the date back and the date back. So I ended up going in person to buy gifts for them, and I still have the Amazon coming. So
at least it's free returns.
yeah, right. So there's that.
Was it not Prime shipping?
It was Prime.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was it in stock?
Right,
It was,
now,
yeah,
Prime is
I
out
think,
the window.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
So,
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know. I literally ordered something last night and it was on the doorstep, 6 a.m.
That's why
I was
I
like,
feel like there's no rhyme or reason.
Why?
Like,
Oh, because you happen to have it in your truck already. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how that works sometimes.
So-
Shipping's been pretty crazy this year,
Yeah. It
which
very much
will lead
is.
me to something in a minute. But yeah, I did not buy one thing in person. So everything I ordered was not exactly from just Amazon, but everything was from the internet.
The internet.
The dark web.
And I did get 3 small business gifts from Claire. Went to the Oddities thing, the World Oddities Expo, and she took business cards from people that she liked their stuff, and she asked from stuff from certain people.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
there was 3. Well, there was 1 thing from Etsy and 2 things from their personal web pages. So we did buy some small business stuff, but I would say that Amazon made a mint.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. What I will say is that even with the prolonged shipping, I would still pick that over in person. It is a nightmare out there.
Etsy and eBay and a little bit of Amazon for me. I also thrifted and crafted. You're welcome.
I crafted, but it wasn't for Christmas gifts.
You want to show it off?
Should we give that shout out to Matt right now?
And our sponsor is. I'm just kidding.
Matt?
Matt.
Is this where I play the clip?
Which clip?
What clip?
Which clip? No. No. So, okay. Quick shout out to
Wow.
Matt, where Alysha's going to play a video of me saying, wow. And I can't even remember the rest. Okay, copyright strike. Stop. Get to the clip.
Oh, no, you want me
Get
to
to
play
the
it?
clip. Did you loop it?
My
Okay.
phone does that.
So what happened here? This is going to be hard to pick up from this. Which camera do I show it? Okay,
Straight
that
ahead.
one,
It's like-
or this one, or both.
It's got a lot of bad glare. That one right there, you can see toward us.
Yeah.
Did you say tortoise?
Like in that direction.
Towards
So
us.
it might be hard to see depending on the camera angle and the reflections and the lighting, but it is essentially a Sonic the Hedgehog charcuterie board. This was forged with a, what kind of wood is this?
That is a box elder.
box elder, which it's got this awesome knot that you can actually see through if you're at the right angle. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I probably won't see it on camera, but with Sonic the Hedgehog on there, which
You can't tell, but it weighs like about
You
12
really-
pounds.
yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Could be used as a weapon.
It could definitely
Home intruders.
kill
Look
somebody.
out.
I'm not going to do any justice in describing how it was made. So, Matt, if you want to do anything with describing that.
Briefly, I've gotten into a little bit of epoxy, which Alysha likes to say that we're addicted to
Addicted
epoxy.
to
in this-
resin.
Our
we're addicted to resin around here. So
bar table is also epoxied.
yeah. So I have a CNC machine, and we chose some images and destroyed half a tree trying to get the
Yes.
right image to cut in. But we picked a Sonic the Hedgehog image and cut it out with a CNC router, and then we had to pour each individual pocket with epoxy, and then we had to plane it all. And then we had to go back and pour the base coat around the outside. And we had to go back and plane it a few more times. And then we put a flood coat on the top, which I've never done. So this is kind of why it's so glossy on the surface here. And then basically it's a pretty cool piece of wood. Like you said, the knot's really neat. It's not going to do it justice on the camera. But it's full of epoxy as well. So it's like filled in, but it's clear, and you can see straight through the knot in the bottom of the wood. So,
And I will just say for anybody listening, audio only, well, you're just going to have to watch the video form of the podcast to see this thing. So, but thank you, Matt.
you're welcome. That was my crafting that I was doing this year. So,
But you said it wasn't a Christmas gift.
no,
Correct.
it was not. It was just I made it with the intent of just giving it to him. It just took me till Christmas to get it done.
Okay. How convenient.
Well, on the topic of Christmas presents, here's a little cheat for you if you don't know. Speaking of shipping as well, you can order from AliExpress, and if you pay attention to the guarantees for 30-day delivery, which they will never meet, you can actually order things, and then when they reach the 30-day mark, you can request a refund even though they're still in shipping, and you can receive them. So if you are looking for a way to get cheap Legos for your kid, you can get like an $800 Lego set for about $60-$80 up front. And after 30 days, request a refund. And then about 2 weeks later, it'll show up to your house.
Not a sponsor
Not a sponsor.
No.
because you totally exploited the system.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
If anybody's old like me, you remember back in the day when you ordered a 30-minute pizza. If it didn't show up in 30 minutes, you got your pizza for free. I feel like it's the same thing. So
Yeah, that's fair. Who had that? Was that just local?
Domino's.
Was it okay? That's what I was gonna say. I feel like it was a bigger.
I think
chain.
that other people had that as well, but Domino's was the one that was really well known for that.
Okay.
And what's funny too is that, we used to deliver pizza by map. So when
Yeah,
you
that's true.
called in, we actually had to look up your address, because I did this for a while. You actually had to look up your address and then drive there by map, because we didn't all have GPSs and things in our cars that were telling us the best ways to go.
Because Matt is ancient.
So getting there in 30 minutes was actually, quite the feat.
That's true.
Literally, they hand delivered these suckers.
We
Mm.
took our dinosaurs and rode as fast as we could. Yes. All right. So next we have generational words.
Yeah.
Words.
Yep. Transition there is there's no skirt with those shipping. So
I think I got that one.
yeah, nice. So this topic came about because I started hearing a word from some young people in my life that said glaze, and I'm like, what? So, any guesses what glaze is?
Well, I'm pretty sure it has multiple meanings. So I'm going to assume the Urban Dictionary definition of this word is very broad. But, when I think of glaze, that means like we came on your mom and glazed her. So that's where I'm going with this.
Glazed.
So it's a fair assessment of what the word could mean.
Yeah.
I'm a fat ass, so a glazed donut.
I like that.
That's the proper use of
Or
the word.
I'm thinking like glazed, like is that like a interchangeable with like baked?
I think, and then
Hmm.
like I know when, and I'm somewhat of a cheater here because I know a little bit, but the
Enlighten us.
yes, when you top off your alcoholic beverage, you glazed it.
Urban Dictionary has a ton of different definitions, but the current one from Generation Alpha, how they're using it, is to mean giving compliments to the point where it becomes annoying. So it's actually a good thing to be glazed.
Amen, sister.
Glazed. You got the glaze, or
It was always-
You're,
it was
you're the
always-
one getting compliments.
yes, like
You're
it's
all-
a
you're all-
positive.
Wow, you're getting
thing.
glazed.
I think
Okay.
that my definition was giving
And I
them a
don't-
compliment as well.
And actually,
I think
and I
many-
don't think I'm using it properly. Like I
many
don't think
compliments.
I don't think that it is. It's not glazed, but it's like
glaze me up. You do
yes.
this.
You got that glaze.
Do you know that?
You got that. You got it.
All
Yeah.
about that glaze.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have trouble with that.
Treble?
Yep.
No trouble.
All about
Trouble.
that.
Trouble.
Trouble.
All about that glaze. No treble.
Oh my. So I'm just gonna
All
throw
right.
a few of these out here, and
Was this all Generation Alpha?
all Generation Alpha.
Okay.
And enlighten us.
So
Okay.
let's
The age
start off here.
range
Yeah.
is
Generation Alpha?
the age
It's
range.
2010 to current.
Oh
correct?
Jesus!
Yeah, 2013
13.
Somebody get my cane.
ish to 2000. I mean,
So,
a
so-
couple different. They kind of change their range slightly depending on where you look, but the one I got was 2013 and up to this year.
Okay, just so we're clear,
Mm.
I'm Gen X.
I'm a
You guys are millennials.
millennial.
Yeah. So it's our daughters, Matt. Right?
Yeah, well, then you have Gen Z, which is our daughters, and then
Okay.
you have Gen Alpha, which is actually after that.
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's a
this
lot of
is young
generations
kids.
here.
This is kids that are probably somewhere around the age of 12 or
Okay, so
younger.
I'm gonna switch this up. Before I tell you some words from Generation Alpha, I'm gonna give you guys a little quiz. So baby boomers are 1946 to 1964. Gen X is next, 1965 to 1980. Millennials, 1981 to 1996. Then Gen Z, 1997 to 2012. So I'm going to give you a word that was the most popular of any of those generations, and you have to guess which generation it is. Should be fairly simple, I think.
This is our trivia question.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is just right now.
What
Yeah,
are,
this is just to see how well you know your generation.
What are our options again? I'm sorry.
Baby boomers, that's the oldest. Then Gen X, then millennials, then Gen Z.
Okay.
And all of these are before Gen
Gen
Alpha.
Alpha.
Right.
And the next upcoming generation is Gen Beta, just for reference, but just so you know it. Okay, so baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, which are also Gen Y, if you want to say that,
Right.
and then Gen Z. So it's XYZ.
Because it started with X.
Right.
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 X gonna give it to you.
All right. So the first one you have to guess is which generation said chill.
It's Gen X.
I
yeah,
would say Gen
that's
X.
what I was gonna
Very
say.
nice. Very nice. 1 out of 4. How about this is an easy one? Selfie.
Millennial.
That's after us.
Z.
It's after us.
You think?
Z.
Yeah. I didn't grow up taking selfies.
It's between millennial or Z.
I'm going to say millennial.
I'm gonna say Z.
Okay.
I'm going to say Z.
It is the
Yeah,
Okay.
because I still don't take many selfies.
Yeah, I still think it was like 1992, like 10 years ago. So.
Okay, next one. Bummer.
That's Gen X too, isn't it?
Is that baby
is this one
boomers?
word from each one?
Is that baby boomers?
Is it one word from each one?
Yeah.
That seems like a
So what you have left are baby boomers or
And
millennials.
Yeah.
that seems like
Bummer.
a 60s, 70s, 80s thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
80s. 80s was Gen X. So
Type
I would say Gen X, but since it
Google.
can't be,
Google,
all right, we'll go boomers.
As
I'm
boomers.
Boomers.
Yeah.
Google the word and see when it was popular. I'm just
She
curious.
has it right here.
What date?
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm
figured out. And then the last one is OMG, and
Oh,
obviously
Okay.
That's the
That's
millennials.
millennials.
millennials. Yep. So baby boomers have mellow and wannabe. Gen X also has lame and bummer for the record. So that was also still used.
Yeah. See,
Gen X. So, and then you got
this is a bad list.
millennials also said chill and lame.
What
And-
year it was popular?
And for the record, Gen Z still said OMG and ghosted. So those were all percentages. Like what was
I don't like the
used most.
rollover.
Mid
The
70s.
rollover.
Yeah. They got
Mid 70s for bummer.
midsummer.
Mid 1870s.
Okay.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
was-
oh, what generation is that?
That's not boomer.
Oh, well, no, you said bummer.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah, but bummer. She's saying bummer is the word, but the 1870s is not.
Well, that's the closest thing to the boomers.
No, it's not. Jeez.
Oh boy.
What were the
back in the 1900s?
what were the documented
Years.
generations before
made
baby
this?
boomers?
Chart.
There
before
are,
boomers,
yeah. There's like the forgotten generation and
the
The
war.
forgotten generation right there
And there was the war.
The war.
of 1876.
back in
When
my
they went to
day,
war, you know what they said?
When I went to work
Bummer.
riding my
Bummer.
dinosaur. Bummer.
There were no lights. It's the Dark Ages.
What a bummer.
Oil lamps.
We had to walk outside to use the outhouse.
There was no window plumbing.
It was a
Bummer. All right. So there are a few good ones, I feel like.
All right, this is Gen Alpha words, right?
This is all Gen Alpha.
That we got to figure out the definitions of.
Yeah. So
Okay.
see if you can guess a few. Some of them you know. We all know what
Skirt.
T is.
tea.
The gossip.
Spill the
You
tea.
got it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Those are easy ones. Same with like slay.
Killing.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got all those ones. Period.
Exactly.
End of it.
Yeah. Okay. So here are a couple that are, and obviously you know what cap is and
Lying.
goat.
The best.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like how they use goat. Like it's
Bussin'.
something new.
Goated.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Mina
goated.
said. Never mind. We're done.
That bad, huh?
Whoa.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay.
What-
So
We were gonna eat roosters wings.
Right.
You know, said I'm about to bust. Just fucking couldn't.
She didn't even say it like that, though.
Oh,
I'm
she-
about to bust. I'm like, oh my God.
I was like, please don't ever say that again.
all right. Has anyone ever heard? So we'll get to some of the less at least ones I didn't know.
Keep your best one.
I got that. Don't
Okay.
worry. You just don't look at this paper.
Okay, I'm not-
Cheater.
All right. This one I thought was interesting. I hadn't heard. Delulu.
Delusional.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that.
But
I
I mean,
have
I picked up on that one. I
Yeah, you
think.
can kind of just get that just from saying it.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough. But I thought that one was weird.
I don't think this generation is very creative.
No.
Let's see what they got.
They're reusing
Mm.
goat.
That's true.
goated.
Okay. How about, has anybody ever heard the negative aura?
Yep.
Okay, that one.
Is that bad vibes?
Yeah, it's kind of,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
based off of games.
it is based off of games. Yes.
Aura.
Oh.
And it's cringe or not cool.
Yep.
How about, let's see here.
Aura farming.
I know that one.
Sigma.
They say that like
What does aura farming mean?
It's like,
Matt?
no. Let's.
I
hold
don't
on.
know if like posing is a good alternative to that.
Does
So,
that mean
like-
you have too many friends and too many
No,
clicks?
so it's like if you're like in a group of people and you say something like really loud or like you're trying to get the attention, you're aura farming.
Right. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stealing the spotlight.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to get everybody's attention. Attention whore? Oh, okay.
Kind of. Limelight.
Let's see. I'm going to do a couple more and then we'll go to our trivia
You got
question.
pages of them.
This is true. There's
Let's
a
go.
lot. I know, but I'm trying to find ones that you don't know, that are weird.
Like I said, this generation's not very creative, so.
Yeah. It's like, obviously, lit, ick.
Yep.
This one I hadn't heard. Low vibrational.
Seems pretty
Self-explanatory,
straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would, an example in a sentence is, his constant complaining is very low vibrational.
Like
Yes.
bringing the mood down.
Yeah,
Uncool.
bringing exactly
Bad
what it says,
vibes.
bringing
Bad
the mood
vibrations.
down.
Not the good vibrations like the Rolling Stones thing about, it's the
Right.
bad vibrations.
All right, have you heard clout?
Yes.
Yeah, you're like bragging.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even
Yeah.
remotely creative. That's actually
That's
the
just the
definition of
word.
the word.
Okay, so the one I've heard a lot, and it's really just from one person,
Student.
but is saying Gucci. That's so
That's
Gucci.
great. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gucci's expensive. It's a big name brand.
Yeah,
Yep.
very
So, yeah.
fun.
The one that I like that I wish that we would have came up with is that tracks. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
I feel
That
like
tracks.
we
I
did.
feel like,
though.
yeah, we had that.
I never said that though. I never said that back
I
then.
don't feel like that's anything new either.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that
Just like the
tracks.
word clout. Like that's an actual word. And they're,
Yeah.
they're just,
Oh,
it's an
God.
old word that was probably not used much. And they
From the
started using it
1900s.
again.
Yeah.
Check it.
Find your P's and Q's.
Check when clout came out.
Another one that I've heard like a couple
when
that
the
I've
dictionary was written.
Yeah, right. When the
It
a lot.
was-
Like
Back
also
in the dark ages.
It was
when knights got
1850.
clout. It
It's clouty out there.
was 1423. And
Clouty.
Clouty.
With a chance of meatballs.
That was
Yep.
good. I like that. Some more common ones I've heard are lock in. I hear that every single day.
Yep.
And
Focus.
I'm cooked.
I'm
Oh my
tired,
God.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
This one is like get roasted, get humbled. Those are pretty much the same. This one was
Right.
one I hadn't heard. Get quest marker.
Okay.
Get quest marker?
It just says quest marker.
Oh, okay.
It says a
I
game.
feel like that's just,
Like video game reference.
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Like the objective, we need to go over there.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much on point. They're
The
just
spot.
saying, God, this generation's fucking dumb. I mean, we said bad and meant good. Like,
Right.
At least it was something not just blatantly exactly what it meant.
Wasn't on the nose. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, the capping thing, that took me a minute.
Cap and
you
no
know.
cap. Yeah.
That didn't
Saying
take me a minute.
POV,
That
kind of
slaps.
Point of view.
That's good.
That's
good.
It's good.
Slaps.
It slaps. The slapper.
That slaps. That slaps.
That's where that comes from. Like the literal term is, and that's how dumb this generation is.
I
The slapper.
like pertaining to food. Like, this is good. That slaps. Like, at first it was funny, and now it's overused.
All right.
But I do not like bussin'.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
I do not.
Bussin'. All right. I think we're ready for the trivia.
It's time for trivia. What do you got?
All righty. You guys did pretty good with this. I'm just saying. What are you? Already the alpha generation? Or they're just really
We just
stupid
know
and
how
it's
to
pretty
use
obvious.
Words.
Grammar. I
Words
learned
and things.
Grammar.
I guess I don't. Okay. Your trivia question is, I'm going to give you a Gen Alpha word and you have to guess what the meaning is. The word is mog.
Mog.
M-O-G. Mog.
Okay. Have you guys heard this one?
No.
Well, it doesn't matter. We can write it down. After the break.
Yes. After a break. We'll be back. This episode of Mamalukes is brought to you by Wave Dash Radio. If you're into video game or anime music, you should get tuned in. Whether you prefer the classics of Mario and Sonic, modern tracks of Halo or Kingdom Hearts, or the soundtracks of Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia, we've got a station for you. Featuring 4 separate stations, each with a curated playlist, you're sure to find something to jam out to. And the best part? You can listen for free. No strings attached, no asterisks. Just visit wave-radio.com to get started. That's WAVEDASH radio.com. And welcome back. Real quick, before we do our actual trivia questions and answers, at this point of the podcast, we would probably do some listener submitted questions, comments, whether that comes from YouTube comments or if you get them to us by some other means, whether, I guess, social media, or we do have a contact form on our website. That is mamalukes.net if you want to check that out. I'm thinking we'll try to do maybe something like a Mamaluke of the week. If you have a story of some sort where there's just somebody acting like an idiot and it's worth telling a story about, maybe you can just send us that, and maybe we'll read it on the podcast and give you our opinion about it and see how bad or not bad that person was. Almost like a, what do you call that thing on Reddit? Am I the asshole? Maybe that's our version of it. Mamaluke of the week. Or am I the Mamaluke? That's what I mean to say there. We'll figure that out as we go. But for now, let's actually get to the trivia questions. So how we're going to do this, I'm not going to need it initially because I was asking the first trivia question here. But what we're going to do is ask the question, and everybody's going to get a 30-second timer of music to write down their answer. So without further ado, let me bring that question back up from earlier. Which supporting actor featured in Stranger Things filmed a scene with Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds from 2005 that was unfortunately cut out of the final screenplay? Go. Anybody need a hint?
Sure. Sure.
They were also featured in Gran Turismo, Violent Night, a few Marvel movies,
including
and Hellboy. All right. Let's start with Matt.
Well,
Flip them and read.
totally drawing a blank on his name. I know exactly who you're talking about because he played Black Widow's dad in the Marvel movies there. And he was actually Hellboy.
Yes.
He was Santa Claus in Violent Night.
Yes.
But I cannot remember his name, so I don't have anything written down.
I can picture him, but I don't know his name. I don't know that I ever knew his name. So I just wrote Sonic the Hedgehog. And took my L.
Eleven's Papa.
Right.
So, after discussing it, I've gathered that it's Papa, but I wrote Steve, so I suck.
Okay. Well, we tried.
Yeah.
But you basically knew who he was. You just didn't know his name.
From Matt talking, but I was too busy listening. Too busy listening to the music and to you, and I panicked, wrote somebody's name down.
Steve.
I feel bad because I
When
should
in
know
doubt,
his
write
name.
Steve.
The answer is David Harbour.
Yes.
Yep.
who also just recently made an appearance on the what's it called? The Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
Which was like last week. He was announcing the new Warhammer 40K whatever game. He was just on stage like, yep, you all know why you know me, but I am not the reason, or that's not the reason why I'm here. But you should check out this game. It was like kind of random. Well, okay, so he like apparently voices an actor or a character in this game, but anyway, it was just like Stranger Things was like the only thing I could handle in my head at the time, because obviously I was binge watching it the entire time for the last few weeks. So that was all I got out of that. Anyway, yes, he got cut out of the scene in War of the Worlds. It was like a scene where Tom Cruise's character was like at this bar and they were just both at the bar, and the scene didn't contribute really to the plot at all. So Steven Spielberg eventually just ended up cutting it out. And because he did that, he kind of forgot that he actually worked with David Harbour in the first place. Which I guess if you're Steven Spielberg and you make 30 some movies or whatever, you probably forget about some of the actors you work with. But that's how I learned about that.
It's a good one.
Yep.
Hopper was not correct.
Hopper. Hopper. If you said Hopper, I mean, I'd give you half a point if we were keeping score.
I named his character in 4 movies. Does that equal a whole point?
Sure.
But did you write it?
All right. Matt gets a point.
All right.
That easy, huh?
Next question. Virginia's got it.
Where all the points are made up and none of it matters.
Yes.
What's the name of the show that we watch?
What's the name of the show that we watch?
What's the name of the show that we've been watching?
Stranger Things?
No, where the guy assigns points to people for fun.
Oh,
Whose line is it anyway?
No. Game Changer Dropout with
I can't remember his name.
God, what's his name?
I don't know. He says
It's
it
on
every-
Dropout.
He says it every episode.
Sam Reich.
Josh.
Yep, not Josh. Sorry.
So close.
Steve.
Steve.
And Steve. Okay. Virginia.
All right. The question is, what does the word from Generation Alpha mean when you say MOG? M-O-G.
I'll show you a mog.
Alrighty, we'll start with Alysha. Now I'm anxious to hear this answer.
I have a very analytical mind. So process of elimination. M-O-G. Mog. So I have OG, like top dog, lady dog, question mark. Miss Lady Top Dog.
And not
Show
correct.
the camera.
Not correct.
Don't
not
show
correct.
us. Show the-
That's a. Eh.
Oh, sorry, babe.
All right, Lucas.
All right. So my analytical mind, we were discussing earlier how Gen Alpha like turns all video game things into these terms. So
You even write anything?
it's on the bottom. I didn't flip.
Oh.
Hang on.
Hold on.
She's ready to hear that. Eh.
Wait, well, I see
Stop being
orange on the
fancy.
top.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Whoops.
I was like, what? Did you write anything?
That's from my other Sharpie for my other trivia game. Whoops.
Okay.
Dry erase.
You
Yeah.
digress.
I digress. So Mog, I'm thinking to transmogrify, to transform in some way. I don't know if that's right.
I'm gonna say on that one too.
Okay.
I was also thinking
for
like
me.
like morning for some reason, like fog, morning, like guten
Morning fog.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Tag?
Morgen.
Okay. Matt.
Matt, what do you
Matt has had probably the most. I mean,
Matt's
I-
cheating.
you've been doing pretty
I
good
don't have
with
a
Gen
great one
Alpha.
for this. I ain't gonna
Okay.
lie. So
Matt's-
they may have been creative on
Matt's
one.
cheating if
I
he
got
gets it
mother
right.
of the goat.
See, that's what I was thinking. No,
So
see,
I'm gonna say on that one too.
so Matt and I were on the same path. We're trekking the
Yeah.
same animal here.
all right, what do we got?
Okay, so
What's the geniuses come up
Mog, jeez. To outclass someone in looks. It means to dominate someone else in terms of appearance or status, implying one person looks significantly better.
with? Okay.
Mog.
Wow.
Where does Mog come
What,
from?
like-
I have
though?
no idea.
It doesn't stand for anything.
No.
Okay, well, I said top lady dog, and Matt said mother of goats,
Mother of the goat.
the goat.
The goat.
Here's why you can give each of you the correct one, because yours are much more creative than Gen Alpha. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we were saying that they took words as a literal term and then they made up a word.
What?
So,
Mog.
Mog.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a question one,
Yeah,
a question
I don't know,
mark
like
one.
Webster's that one.
Oh, what do
I'm
we
sure it's
call
on
it when
Urban Dictionary? But
Somebody, what's the definition? I can't even remember anymore because it doesn't relate to the word.
For Mog,
Yeah.
to outclass someone in looks.
Top lady dog.
Hey, Patricia, what's a term we can use for when they outclass them?
And it's specifically like your appearance. Like your
I'm just trying to how do they come
so
up
it's
with that?
alpha male of the group.
Alpha male of group.
Yeah.
Oh
alpha
my
male
God.
of group. That's what.
So why isn't it
MOG
AMOG
is.
or
So
AMOG?
that's Webster's. That's actually from Merriam-Webster's.
I trust them more than Gen Alpha.
Primarily refers to the modern internet slang meaning to outshine or surpass someone in looks or status or ability, often from alpha male of group. But it has an older dialectal meaning like to move or walk slowly, plod, or decamp, and sometimes means cat in UK slang. But it's from alpha male of group. That's
Wow.
where Mog is.
Mog.
Hmm.
See, I can see Mog for slowly.
So I guess I
Plodding
lied. It does
along.
stand for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just forgot
Virginia's
a
a
letter.
lie.
They tried to make an acronym.
So it's instead of being male of group, which is what Mog would be. It should be
Oh.
a Mog.
It
Right.
could. It
Among-
should be model of group, since it's about appearances.
Yeah, that would make more
Mm.
sense too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Again,
And that's obviously Matt here. Matt is a Mog. Matt a Mog. Mog a Matt.
The other one I was thinking about doing for the trivia question is mewing.
You. I know what that is.
What is it?
Where you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth
Yes.
to suck in your inner gizzard.
Thank you for the demonstration.
so this has to be an animal reference, right?
I assume so.
Is it something to do with a cat? I don't know. It's just to get rid of your double chin.
Mewing.
We're back. At some point, the video decided to stop recording us because it's probably
So
too,
just in case
too
you
late.
missed it, a Mog is a alpha male of group.
Right. So it's not even Mog. It's AMOG. A Mog.
Model of
Among
group.
Us.
Model of group makes more sense.
All right.
All right. Well, that's all we got. We went longer than we wanted to, but that's okay because we didn't go shorter than we wanted to. I don't know. What's the message in that?
Premature.
Yeah, we weren't premature.
Just hopefully it wasn't too long, where it made it uncomfortable.
If
for
you've made
anybody.
it this long, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. That was a feat.
We
Thanks.
will definitely
thanks
get
for
this
coming.
cleaned up in the future.
Editing is I'm going to do that.
And we
So
appreciate you.
Thank you for listening. Your call to action. We're a new podcast, so like subscribe and stuff. If you're listening on an audio platform of whatever that happens to be for you, if you want to help us out, leave us a 5-star review and tell us how awesome we are. Please. That'd be great.
Or what you want us to talk about.
Or yeah, just be honest with us. What you think. What do you want us to talk about? I promise not to do this read through every single time, but just so you know, because this is the first episode, we're obviously on YouTube. We're on YouTube Music. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and many others that depend on those other ones that you already heard me say work on their platforms. So if you're on a platform that you listen on and we're not on there, let us know and I'll get us on there. And then we'll be on there. And we're gonna be on social media too, like Facebook and Instagram and Threads and maybe TikTok. I don't know. It's kind of Gen Alpha, but maybe we'll be on there because I hear there's more and more old people getting on TikTok now these days. Probably doom scrolling just like every other social media platform. So, yeah. And the only other thing I could tell you is go check out mamalukes.net. That's where you can stay tuned with our episodes and videos. And like I said earlier in the podcast, if you go to our About section on the website, you can send us a message about whatever you want on the
Like,
contact form.
What color tracksuit Matt will be wearing next?
Anything like that. Yep. And that is all. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.